Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy.
We'll take you out to Wrigley Field, top of the hour, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, the White Sox and Cubs. We start with some games in progress like the Cardinals and Diamondbacks in Arizona. Yadier Molina comes in on a wild pitch to Yadier Molina. Pujols scores at 5-5. Bottom 9, Cardinals and D-backs at Chase Field. The Mariners and the Padres, King Felix went 8 2/3. Taking to a 4-2 lead. Gets a big out here. Gets two big outs, in fact. And now it's time to go to David Aardsma, who blew the save Friday night at Petco against the Pods. Aardsma comes in. There it is. So Seattle gets 4 runs, and the bullpen holds on for King Felix. And the M's get a 4-2 win at Petco Park in San Diego. Angels and Dodgers. Time to go to Fernando Rodney.
Here's the 0-2.
Up 6-5. Bottom 8. Dodgers get the go-ahead run to the plate, but Reed Johnson pops up. L.A. of Anaheim now batting top 9 at Dodger Stadium. They lead the Dodgers 6-5. The A's and Giants, Bay Area with the bridge and the bay and the whole thing. Santiago Casilla, Ryan Sweeney, Andres Torres with a terrific play to double off Rajay Davis. The Giants beat the A's 6-2.
He didn't think they had a center fielder out
The
there.
panel here all collectively looking at each other going, what was he thinking?
Where is he going?
6-2. It happens. Welcome to the broadcast. It is Baseball Tonight, taking you up to the top of the hour. Then it's ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, the White Sox and Cubs from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Steve Berthiaume along the way, joined by the Baseball Tonight John Kruk cavalcade of stars. It's Krucky, it's Bobby Valentine, and it's Tim Kirchin. And this was Strasburg Day again, this time in Cleveland. Strasmus arrived. Well, it's Strasmus is what everybody seems to be going with. Strasburg Palooza didn't seem to quite catch on. Elevating at 100 against the leadoff hitter Trevor Coe. Then Shin-Soo Choo chases. 2 Ks in the first inning for Strasburg. So that's 9 straight if you go back to Tuesday night. Top 2, Mike Morse. Adam Dunn coming in, and Carlos Santana, the rookie in just his 3rd big league game, Krucky, is standing on the plate on the Mike Morse hit, and Dunn goes right through him.
Yeah, well, this is something you should learn in T-ball, to, you know, especially when the big donkey's coming in. You don't block the plate when you don't have the ball, and then pay attention, too.
And he was going up the line to back up a throw coming in from the outfield and got hit by a train.
Bottom 2, Travis Hafner, that's his 7th. Takes Strasburg deep, Tim, it's 1-1.
Strasburg said he wanted to sink that away from him. Instead, it cut a little bit in, and the guy hit a line drive to right field.
Adam Dunn, just a force of destruction Sunday afternoon at Progressive Field. His 14th, it's 2-1.
Taking out players, fans, and everything.
Now, this is where the issue comes in with Strasburg. Bottom 4, it's 3-2 to Santana. And that's Strasburg's first walk as a big leaguer. Remember, he had 14 strikeouts, no walks Tuesday against the Pirates. And watch the plant foot there. There is an issue with the mound at Progressive Field for Strasburg as he walks back-to-back guys. Hafner gets the free pass. And then eventually has to tell Jerry Crawford, hey, I need somebody to fill in this big hole on the mound.
I think there were 2 layers of dirt, actually. The top layer was slipping on him. Then he got to the hard layer on the bottom. They tried to fill it in with clay. It didn't work.
And as you can see, once they fixed it, he struck out Johnny Peralta. But it's an issue again, bottom 6, Nats up 6-1. And again, he walks Hafner. And again, the front foot is slipping. Watch. Wow, that's a lot of pronation there as it slides down.
Well, we were sitting there watching the game, and when we saw him slip, we're like, get him out. Put in anyone but him. Get him out. He hurts his arm.
They spent most of the middle innings coming out to the mound at Cleveland Grounds Crew. Later in the inning, walks Austin Kearns. So now Jim Riggleman has seen enough. Strasburg, only 2 hits in 5 1/3, but he walked 5. Struck out 8 for the game.
But here comes another #1 draft.
Yeah, Drew Storen, who was selected 10th overall last year after Strasburg was #1, of course. Bases loaded, gets Russell Branding to pop out. Next up, Johnny Peralta. So Storen does the job, and the Nationals win 9-4.
Storen and he played in Arizona Fall League, played at AA together, AAA together. Pretty symmetrical that Storen followed Strasburg in this game.
He is the future closer in Washington. Steven Strasburg, his 2nd major league win in 2 starts as the Nationals snapped Cleveland's 4-game winning streak. 32,876 were at Progressive Field, their 2nd largest crowd this year. Among them, ESPN's Pedro Gomez.
Following up on his 14-strikeout big league debut, Nationals phenom Steven Strasburg faced his first bit of adversity, though it was with the mound, not the opposing lineup.
Things like that, it's a part of the game, and you know, I wish I could have handled it a little bit better. Kind of got me into a little funk, but you know, it's good to experience this now.
I walked out there and there was a significant hole there, and I don't know how he made it that far. I don't know. I mean, he's Superman.
Well, I think a lot of the good pitchers with with the overpowering stuff, you know, that's what makes them special, because, you know, they can get out of jams and get out of innings, you know, when they make their pitches. So, you know, that says something about his stuff.
The Strasburg show is scheduled to continue in Washington for the next 2 starts. Friday night against the White Sox and the following Wednesday against Kansas City. After that, it's in Atlanta on June 28th.
Pedro, thank you. Steven Strasburg struck out 8 Indians Sunday, so his career total is 22. That matches Cliff Melton of the 1937 New York Giants for the second most strikeouts through 2 career games.
And let's keep in mind, Strasburg only threw 12 1/3 innings here with 22 strikeouts. That's significant.
27, Carl Spooner, 1954, is the record. Here's Crucky now for more on exactly how Steven Strasburg gets all these strikeouts.
Look, we all know Steven Strasburg's a power pitcher, a fastball in the upper 90s, even in the 100s on occasion. But what he also has, though, is a complete arsenal of pitches. And to me, the more you watch him, the more you realize he uses his fastball to show it off the plate to righties and lefties so he can get outs with his other pitches, his secondary pitches, so to speak. Let's take a look at a 1-0 pitch he threw to Carlos Santana. Now, Santana knows a fastball's coming. He starts the approach at the plate, and he sees how it runs in off the plate, making Santana move off the plate. Now, any young hitter, when you see a 1-0 pitch in off the plate, a good hard fastball, what are you going to look for 2-0? You know you're looking fastball. He possesses a great fastball. But what does Strasburg give him on the 2-0 pitch? This is what separates him from a lot of other pitchers that throw hard. Watch his 2-0 pitch to Santana right here. The great changeup down and away. Look at Santana. He's looking to go deep. He gets the dead fish down and away for the swing and miss. Unbelievable pitch by Strasburg. Well, we saw the fastball and we saw the changeup to Carlos Santana. But what we didn't see, what he possesses as his out pitch, is that great breaking ball. Let's take a look at a pitch he threw to Shin-Soo Choo to strike him out. You see the pitch coming. It's up, it's up, it's up, and then drops out of the strike zone. Take a look at it again, though, in slow motion. This is what Choo's seeing. He's seeing a fastball up in the zone. He starts his attempt to swing, and all of a sudden it breaks down out of the strike zone to get him to swing over top. That's what Steven Strasburg possesses. Look, there's a lot of pitchers who throw fastballs. There's a lot of pitchers that throw changeups and curveballs, but there's not a lot of pitchers who throw hard who can pitch. Steven Strasburg is a hard-throwing pitcher. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to set hitters up at such a young age. That's why, barring injury, we might see one of the more special pitchers we'll see in our lifetime.
Crucky, thanks. Just moments ago, it's a final in Arizona. 5-5, bottom 9. There is Chris Young. His 12th, a 2-run shot is the walk-off winner at Chase Field over the Cardinals. That's his 3rd career walk-off home run. A.J. Hinch, the D-backs, beat St. Louis 7-5. Pujols 2 for 4. Young, a big day, 3 for 5 to walk off. One of the other great young pitchers in the major league, Zach Greinke, he was on the mound for the Royals at Cincinnati, but Greinke not great lately. 0-4, 7.97, the reigning American League Cy Young winner. 0-4 in ERA, just a smidge under 8 in his last 4 starts, trying to get it figured out here in Cincinnati. Bottom 1, there's Joey Votto, and this is not helping. That's Votto's 12th. It's 2-1 Reds.
He pitched really well early in the season. They scored no runs for him. Hopefully they'll get back in the saddle.
Settles down here, Bobby. Bottom 2 gets Drew Stubbs. Bottom 4, Jay Bruce.
And hitters were 0 for 11 against the slider today. When his slider's really good, so is he.
Top 5, the Beast. Billy Butler 6. Now KC has got the lead back 3-2 Royals.
Strong man there, Crucky, huh?
That's just a leg kick. I'm looking for one pitch and one pitch only, and if I get it, I'm going to leg kick him to death.
Now Greinke's really rolling. Rings up Stubbs in the 7th. Here's Gomes in the 9th.
Talking about leg kicks.
One more time. Jay Bruce. Zach Greinke, 12 strikeouts, no walks. His first win since May 13th against Cleveland, and his 2nd complete game this season. So maybe the reigning AL Cy Young winner has figured it out with only his 2nd win of the season. Kansas City scored 6 of its 7 runs with 2 outs as they take 2 of 3 in Cincinnati. Tim, how big a sign of improvement was this for Zach Greinke? Because it's been rough going lately.
It has, real rough going lately. But again, when he throws that slider the way that he did today, that's when you know he's back as a really, really good pitcher. And it's so difficult sometimes pitching for the Royals when they're as bad as they are. The bullpen has let him down, very little run support. It's a miracle he did as well as he did last year. But they left him in for all 9 tonight, and I think that's probably a good thing to do with him. Say, go ahead. If you're up for it, go the route.
We're starting to see that a lot across the Major Leagues, guys, going a little bit deeper into games. Let's get an update now on the Angels and the Dodgers, the Freeway Series at Dodger Stadium. L.A., that is the Dodgers, 8-4 in its season-long 13-game homestand here. Abreu on first, up 6-5 in the ninth. Not paying attention. Picked off.
Wow. Yes. Close play, though, but that's the first thing you're taught. Never put your head down and not look at the
What's the first base coach doing there, too, Bob?
He will look at the ball. Right, John.
Wow. All right. They are taking the tarp off the field. We should be good to go on the north side. It's Chicago baseball, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. The White Sox trying to sweep the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
Look in the glove box. Suitcase? Huh? Where do gummy bears hide? Under the seat. Yeah!
The all-new Chevy Equinox.
Guess who?
Dad!
Enjoy the trip.
Okay, Daddy!
A Consumer's Digest Best Buy with a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. It takes you farther and brings you closer.
Marty, listen. With these cross-platform projections, the trickle-down is going to be epic. We are going off the grid because you look good in the yacht, I look good in the yacht, and if this deal goes through, we are going to be...
So crunchy, so good. New KFC Extra Crispy Strips. Big strips double breaded for a big crunch. Get 3 with a side biscuit and drink for $5. Or try a bucket of 12. New Extra Crispy Strips from KFC.
That's S-O-G-O-O-D good.
Oh, hey, honey.
Hey. So, what have you been up to?
Nothing. So what have you guys been up to?
Nothing.
The best thing about getting lost is what you find along the way. Anywhere I end up, I'm just free.
CK Free, the new fragrance for men from Calvin Klein.
This Weekender duffel is your gift with any Calvin Klein men's fragrance purchase at Macy's.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute vodka.
Nobody really likes to travel that much for work.
5-hour plane travel followed by maybe a hotel room.
What things were you going to have to get done at home, with your family?
Followed by getting to the actual meeting.
And there's, of course, the time lost while you're gone.
Put meetings in their place with GoToMeeting. With one click, GoToMeeting lets you hold online meetings from anywhere. Everyone in your meeting can give presentations and sales demos, edit documents, and collaborate in real time, whether on a PC or a Mac. Hold unlimited online meetings with integrated phone and VoIP conferencing for just $49 a month.
You could see somebody's idea of moving something on the screen somewhere else, and yeah, that looks way better.
It's less complicated than probably most of the activities you already do on your computer.
I saved a day's worth of travel, probably $1,000 worth of expenses. With GoToMeeting, I actually made money.
It's not only the time savings, it's what's possible now.
It's one of those tools we can't live without.
Try GoToMeeting free today. Visit GoToMeeting.com and use the promo code SPORT.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy. And in part by new Extra Crispy Strips from KFC. Big strips double breaded for a big crunchy taste. So crunchy, so good.
You'll see Alfonso Soriano on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Top of the hour, the White Sox and Cubs as the Sox go for the 3-game sweep at Wrigley Field. Cubbies have lost 9 of 12. Andrew Jones, by the way, will bat leadoff for the White Sox tonight. Astros and Yankees, A-Rod, they think maybe he's back Tuesday. Not sure if he'll have to DH or not. Bottom 4, Robbie Cano. Don't you know? Off Brian Moeller. Wowie Kizawi. His 100th career home run, his 13th of the year, tied at 1.
Playing like an MVP, not
Rocky, it's all in admiration, really, I swear.
Yes, I can tell.
Here's Jorge Posada batting against Casey Dagill in the 5th. They're loaded. We flash back to yesterday, and Jorge went opposite field grand slam off Wandy Rodriguez.
And that was his, he had gone 2,652 plate appearances in between grand slams. That was his first one in 6 years. Now he goes 4 plate appearances for his next grand slam.
Grand slams consecutive days for Jorge.
He figured it out.
Phil Hughes facing a former Yankee great Kevin Cash in the 6th. 7-5 game now as the Astros come back. Hughes allowed 5 earned on 7 hits and 5 2/3. El Caballo, 9-5 in the 7th. Brett Gardner, go get him. Tim Kirkjian is tonight's Web Gem czar, and frankly, he's a nervous wreck.
Didn't enjoy it again.
Last major leaguer with a grand slam in consecutive games, David Eckstein, April of 2002. Posada, just the 3rd Yankee to hit grand slam in back-to-back games. Bill Dickey did it in 1937, and Babe Ruth did it twice, 27 and 29.
And Lou Gehrig has the most grand slams ever, not on that list.
Must be nice every time you break a record for Yankees. Babe Ruth, Bill Dickey, Lou Gehrig.
Marlins and Rays in where?
Drop.
Sorry, you blew it. Wes Helms, 6'4" DP in the 2nd. Bottom 4, Ben Zobrist. Short center, Carl Crawford. This is a really shallow ball, but because Ugla catches it and not Cody Ross, Crawford can tag from 3rd.
And scored standing up.
Doesn't that center fielder have to call that play?
He absolutely does. That's Cody Ross has to go in and call him off. But the thing is, too, he's not even looking at the runner on 3rd to tell Dan Ugla he's tagging.
Dot 6. Jorge Cantu is 9th. 2-1.
But they'll make up for it later, Tim.
Here's Mike Stanton coming up 3 batters later. Yeah, these guys, and they had this big 20-year-old kid in there with all that power potential. Stanton's 2nd RBI of the game. It's 3-1 Marlins.
Batting 7th, driving runs in, walking, doing a good job. Very good job.
Wes Helms.
He's hot.
His 2nd, 5-1.
He pitched 2 pitches before that. He got one thrown right up at his coconut, and then he goes deep. That's pretty good.
That was Helms deep right there.
Nice. Tim Kirkjian, ladies and gentlemen. Little Lord of the Rings ready for you. Or actually, it was Return of the King, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos Pena, Crucky from Northeastern.
You guys got that.
I didn't.
Well, I knew.
What do you think you're out here?
I knew Bert would. He gets everything.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Check out the American League East. Both the Rays and the Yankees, 40 and 23 in a dead heat now for the American League East lead. Tampa Bay had been in sole possession of the division, Bobby, for 51 days. Now they are tied.
They're tied, and they're tied with the Yankees, and you have to tip your hat to Joe Girardi. You know, usually he's managing the who's who of the American League. This year, he's managing just the who. Half of these guys aren't supposed to be here, and they're doing a fabulous job in pinstripes for the New York Yankees. They have caught the Rays. It's testing time for Joe Maddon and his group. It's going to be a fun divisional race.
And I heard this discussion as we were watching all the games this afternoon, and I don't want to name any names, but people were saying, boy, you know, maybe the Rays don't make the playoffs. Is there a scenario under which they don't get there?
Well, yeah, I think because they're starting pitching. And look, they possess great arms in their rotation, without question. Problem is, when you have so many young pitchers, you're going to find bouts of inconsistency. Every one of them at some point have been great, and every one of them at some point has struggled mightily. Can you win a division with the Yankees and the Red Sox when you have so many pitchers who are inconsistent throughout their rotation? I don't think you can. I really don't. Wow. And it's going to be a surprise if they do hold on and win it.
Wow. Right, and let's not forget the Red Sox here. They've won 18 out of 26. They've done most of this year without Jacoby Ellsbury. They haven't gotten hardly anything from Josh Beckett. You got to think some more good things are ahead there also.
Angels and Dodgers, the Freeway Series concluding on Sunday in a battle of Name That Weaver. Here's Jared on the mound for L.A. of Anaheim at Dodger Stadium, trying to bounce back after a leadoff home run. Gets Russell Martin, Andre Ethier, and the great one, number 99. Ooh, one up Manny there didn't like it.
Did he think it was high or outside? Well, okay.
Here's Torrey. There's Torrey, his 10th, 3-1 Angels.
I look like it went straight up in the air.
Now, who wins a battle of Name That Weaver?
Jeff.
Let's see. Jared facing Jeff. The Weaver family is in the house, as the kids say, and it is Oh, right. It was painting.
Right.
Yeah.
Mrs. Weaver's got a half Dodger, half Angel thing on.
Yeah, there she is, right there.
There she is. Right.
Top 4 now. Jeff facing Jared. At least Jared here, Tim, gets the bat on the ball.
Right. Keep in mind that Joe Niekro hit 1 career home run. And he hit it.
Don't do it. No.
Yes.
Yes. Was it a knuckleball?
Yes.
That's awesome. Top 8.
Tim.
Are they going to play Mike Napoli at first base all year?
Well, he's swinging the bat like he should.
Well, they're going to have to find somebody to play there. It's like audition time, and he's been the best of the group.
I know he's still in and out, catcher and first base, but that's his 10th, and, you know, we can hit it. Angels up 6-3. They get the big double play ball here, 6-5 in the ninth. Angels beat the Dodgers 6-5. Boy, the Angels are now 12-3 since they lost Kendry Morales to that broken leg. Stanley Cup fever. The Cup has arrived at Wrigley Field. White Sox and Cubs will be there too. So will you. Top of the hour, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. White Sox and Cubs at Wrigley
Field. The U.S. Open, Thursday and Friday at 1 Eastern on ESPN.
I want to talk about this guy. He was some sort of secret agent. No.
Hi, June. I'm sorry. Who are you?
This is the guy.
I'm a guy. I'm the guy. Please, for your own safety,
whatever happens,
please stay in the booth. What are you talking about?
No one follows us, or I kill myself and then her. Rodney! Rodney!
No, it's okay. I shot you through and through. No bone, nowhere near the femoral artery. It's all good. Probably get a promotion. You good?
You shot Rodney.
Rodney's a good guy, but not really right for you. Out there on your own. Your life expectancy is like here. With me, it's here. Without me, here. With me, without me. With me, without me. You stay here while I go have a word with the guys in the tunnel. Actually, I'm just gonna go shoot them.
Rated PG-13.
Any minute now. Ship is coming in. I'll keep checking the horizon.
The trip was to Scottsdale, Arizona with my girlfriend. The journey was seeing if she'd come back as my fiance.
There are 300 million journeys out there. One of them is yours. Journey on.
Exceptional taste, that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light, one damn good beer.
Wow! That's a low price! Wow! That's a low price! Wow! That's a low price!
I'm sorry, did you say something about a low price?
Wow! That's a low price! I know!
See for yourself. Staples has low prices on everything you need for your office. Staples, that was easy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me. For giving us.
The chance to play,
To learn.
To grow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the ability, the skills,
The power. To grow up and be.
whatever, anything, everything.
I want to be.
And everything I am today.
RBI stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities. But to its thousands of participants across the country, it's so much more than baseball. This is beyond opportunity. This is beyond baseball.
You're watching Baseball Tonight, driven by Chevy.
The FIFA 2010 World Cup from South Africa continues Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. It's the Netherlands and Denmark, 9:30 a.m. Japan and Cameroon, then 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Italy and Paraguay.
I got Italy. Love Italian food.
Good call. Phillies and Red Sox, Charlie Manuel. They've been outscored 22-4 by Boston in the first 2 games of this series.
He knew something. He was laughing.
Tim Wakefield in a bases-loaded no-out jam in the first inning gets Ryan Howard to fly out. J.D. Drew will keep Shane Victorino at third as Shane has to go back to third. And then Jason Worth hits into the 5-4-3. So Wakefield bases-loaded no outs in the first, and he wiggles off the hook.
Yeah, Shane didn't want to score on that.
Classic Tim Wakefield. Top four, Raul Ibanez. Two-run jack is fourth, 3-1 Phil.
And Bobby, do you think there's something significant here to the Phillies are going to beat the knuckleballer, the guy who started all this?
Started that way, and you put that stake right in the heart of the vampire.
Red Sox had some chances. Cole Hamels gets Mike Lowell to fly out with men in the corners. Hamels, 1 earned on 5 hits and 7. He struck out 8. They're on the corners in the 8th. Adrian Beltre. Jose Contreras standing over you. Gets the 5-4-3. Red Sox miss another opportunity. A lot of 9. Down 5-2. It's Daniel Nava. Hit a grand slam in his first major league pitch he saw. Off Brad Lidge. J.D. Drew scores. Red Sox within 2.
What were they thinking at Santa Clara?
Well, when they get into the nation, Crucky, something just happens. Mako Scudero. Phillies win 5-3. Don't look at me like that. Philadelphia gets just its 8th win in their last 24 games. Bobby V saw something here. He's on the Valero demo field.
Hey, thanks, Steve. And here in Boston, you see Polanco hitting a ball off the wall, and young Nava catches the ball perfectly and makes a great throw to second base. Pedroia catches the ball and goes to tag the runner out. That's what he did wrong. He went to tag the runner out instead of letting the runner tag himself out. You see what happens when that ball is hit the left field, the second baseman has to position himself so he knows where the base is. His back's to the runner, so he has to catch the ball and then pivot so that the base remains in between his feet, and then he puts the glove down so that the runner tags himself out. If the throw's to the outfield side, he'll just catch it this way and do the same thing with his feet, stepping over, having the base in between his legs, put the glove down, let the runner tag himself out. When you reach for the runner to try to tag him, he's usually safe, as was the case today.
Demo Field is brought to you by Valero, the all-American gasoline, all across America.
Anybody ever spike you doing that?
As a matter of fact, if they slide to the outside, the spike goes right into your shin.
Ooh,
right, you got to pay.
Target
and
field.
Outs and out.
That's it.
Braves and Twins. It's the 91 World Series rematch. Troy Gloss in the first. It's 2-0.
Comeback player of the year, Tim? Troy Gloss?
At 49 RBIs. He had 2 more homers today. I did not see this coming.
Eric Hinsky off the wall. Brian McCann scores. Nick Punto with a throwing error here. Gloss can score, and Hinsky is into third. 4-0 Atlanta. Top 2, Martin Prado. Another 3-hit game. Martin Prado leading the National League with 90 hits.
Now, that's not a surprise. He looked great in spring training, and he took it right in the season.
Well, last year, when they put him up in the top of the lineup is when he took off. Matty Dias hitting first, Prado second. That's when the Braves started making the run. And
Troy Gloss hit a .94 in April. Since May 1st, he leads the National League with 40 RBIs.
And Crucky, 29 at-bats last year. So, yes, very much in the hunt for comeback player of the year.
2 home runs today, numbers 12 and 13. He was 4 for 5. Braves win in Minnesota 7-3. It's baseball tonight. Diamond Cuts.
This is the moment you've been waiting for all your life.
Marlon Byrd, yes indeed. And this ball is out of here. Big time home run for Hambo. And baby, it's gone. Stretch, you can put it on the board. The throw to second for 2, so Watt's going to first, a triple play. Castro gets the out. Oh, my goodness, got him. No hitter gone, shutout gone. That ball is history. This is way back at Costa. It's a game winner for Brandon. On the warning track, number 300. Looks up, that ball's gone. Hart does it again. Out of here.
Built with quality and backed with the best coverage in America, including a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 40,000 more miles than Ford. Chevy Silverado half-ton, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, and the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Get 0% APR for 72 months on 2010 Silverado half-ton models with an average finance savings around $6,000.
Marty, listen. We are going off the grid. We are going to be rolling in it, bro.
New KFC Extra Crispy Strips, double breaded for a big crunch. Get a 3-strip combo meal for $5.
G-double-O-D good.
Garmin phone, connecting to the worlds around you. It's the first Android-powered smartphone and Garmin GPS in one. Navigate your world. Garmin phone, exclusively at T-Mobile. Visit GarminPhone.com today.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
This is a special announcement. If you have credit card debt, please listen.
A program has been introduced that could reduce your debt, decrease the amount you owe, and allow you to make only one low payment each month. If you need relief from credit card debt, you may qualify for an assistance program that can have you debt-free without filing bankruptcy or going through credit counseling. With the program, your credit card debt could be reduced by up to 50% and get you on your way to being debt-free. Thousands of Americans have qualified for this program, saving over $100 million to date. Call for a free evaluation now. It's confidential and just takes a few minutes to see if you could join the program, but it has a limited enrollment. Call for an evaluation now and get started towards becoming debt-free. Certified specialists are available now who understand your situation. Call for a free consultation. Get relief and become debt-free.
Call 1-800-435-4177. That's 1-800-435-4177. 1-800-435-4177.
Baseball Tonight is driven by Chevy and in part by new Extra Crispy Strips from KFC. Big strips, double breaded for a big crunchy taste. So crunchy, so good.
Steven Strasburg, a winner in Cleveland, but he walked 5. Pedro Gomez in the Chevy clubhouse with Pudge Rodriguez.
Pudge, we've obviously seen 2 games now with Steven Strasburg. How would you view him in terms of how you can call a game?
Well, you know, he's, for his time that he's been in the big league, only 2 starts, and for a 21-year-old kid, you know, he's doing great. You know, like I said, you know, he got 4 good pitches, and all 4 he throw for a strike at any time. So, you know, make my job easier, you know, when I got 4 pitches to work with. So he's doing very good. You know, he's attacking the strike zone and getting ahead, and so far he's 2-0 with us.
How do you decide which way to go, whether it be an off-speed pitch or a fastball?
Well, it's depending on the situation in the game. I know he got a great fastball. You know, that's his best pitch, the fastball. But sometimes, you know, fastball is not needed at that situation. You know, I can go with speed or breaking pitch. And the good thing is that he can throw it for strikes. So, you know, the great thing is, you know, I got 4 weapons to work with, and he's been doing it great.
How much would you rely on not a fastball with 2 strikes with him?
Well, he's good because, you know, right now, you know, every hitter is thinking the fastball. You know, he's throwing it close to 100 and 100 sometimes, 2 seam also. But it makes, you know, me, you know, to use the change, I use the breaking ball, and in hitting count, you know, and that makes, you know, him much better.
All right. Pudge Rodriguez, who's got definitely his share of All-Stars in his career. Guys, back to you.
Baseball Tonight, Chevy Clubhouse. brought to you by Chevy.
Well, we were up against a college baseball game and a Major League game in Chicago, so we didn't get our full allotment of time. So Tim Kurkjian's selection, as Sunday's Web Gems are, will be internet only. So, Tim, you're somewhat off the hook, but we invite America to go on to ESPN.com. Either agree or disagree with Tim's selection as the #1 gem. We'll have that for you on the next Baseball Tonight.
They would have killed me.
For the Czar, Tim Kurkjian and Bobby Valentine, and, of course, John Kruk, I'm Steve Berthiaume. Here come the White Sox and Cubs.
Welcome to ESPN's presentation of AL-NL Showdown, presented by State Farm.
Sunday Night Baseball is in Chicago at Wrigley Field for baseball's Civil War. It's the North Side versus the South Side, the Cubs and the White Sox. The series began on Friday, and the White Sox jumped to an early lead behind the big bats of Paul Konerko and Cubs antagonist A.J. Pierzynski, and cruised 10-5. Saturday, it was Mark Buehrle's turn to shine with 6 2/3 scoreless innings and 7 strikeouts. Paul Konerko's 4th RBI of the series drove in the run that held up as the winner. Closer Bobby Jenks saved it, 2-1 White Sox. And welcome to ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, part of the AL-NL Showdown, presented by State Farm. And we've had electricity pulsing through Wrigley Field tonight for this all-Chicago Interleague game, but also because of the reflected glory of the Chicago Blackhawks, who just won the NHL's Stanley Cup. And the Blackhawks have been here tonight parading the cup before the crowd. And that's one thing White Sox fans and Cubs fans can agree on. The Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup, that's a good thing. I'm John Miller, along with the 200-plus game winner, Orel Hershiser, and the 2-time National League MVP, Hall of Famer Joe Morgan. Welcome to Sunday Night Baseball. Now, both Chicago baseball teams have been struggling, but the White Sox, with their 2 wins here this weekend, are in the midst of their first 4-game winning streak of the season. And Joe, as he's done for most of the year for the Sox, slugger Paul Konerko has led the way, driving in both runs in their 2-1 win yesterday and driving in 4 runs for the weekend.
Well, John, I've known Paul Konerko since 1994 when he was the #1 draft choice of the Los Angeles Dodgers, as a catcher, I might add. And I've watched him develop into one of the best run producers in the game. And along the way, he's amassed some great statistics. He's had 10 seasons where he's hit 20 or more home runs. He has 17 home runs this year. That gives him .336 for his career, which is second all-time on the White Sox list. Most people don't even know that because he doesn't get a lot of publicity. And since we're in interleague play, he has a .306 batting average, career average in interleague play. He has 46 home runs, 131 RBIs. And on top of that, he has a 17-game hitting streak here at Wrigley Field.
All right, so they're going to have to shut down Paul Konerko, I'm thinking would be a good idea for the Cubs. Now, scoring runs. I'm glad you brought up this thing about scoring runs. Konerko's a run producer, but that's been a big problem for the Cubs this year. And as you might expect, they've lost a lot of low-scoring games, and they've wasted some strong pitching along the way. And Orel, that problem seems to have been at its most acute when tonight's Cubs starter, Ted Lilly, has been on the mound.
Yeah, he is the hard luck kid. Really not a kid at 34 years old. 104 victories, 89 losses, but he's been a victim of poor run support. A 2.49 ERA over his last 6 starts. This stylish lefty, do not be deceived by that leg kick and that hip turn. He will pitch inside. Not the typical lefty who goes fastball changeup away. He loves to pitch inside, and he's very, very successful there, but he's not going to be successful unless this Cubs offense wakes up.
All right, so we've had a lot of excitement already with the Blackhawks here parading the Stanley Cup, and now the White Sox going for the sweep. The Cubs need a win just to avoid being swept. The humiliation of that. Lilly heading in. White Sox coming up.
Refreshingly new Limeade Sparklers from Taco Bell. A real lime wedge. Splash of real lime juice blended with cool, crisp lemon lime soda. All adds up to with a twist. Get a coupon for a free Limeade at TacoBell.com.
Take care of your engine, and it'll go far. One way I can take care of my engine, One-A-Day Men's, a complete multivitamin for my overall health. Plus, now it supports my heart health and helps maintain healthy blood pressure.
Whoa.
Kind of makes your heart race, huh?
I want to talk about this guy. He was some sort of secret agent. No.
Hi, June. I'm sorry, who are you?
This is the guy.
I'm a guy. I'm the guy. Please, for your own safety,
whatever happens,
please stay in the booth. What are you talking about?
No one follows us, or I kill myself and then her. Rodney! Rodney!
No, it's okay. Shot you through and through. No bone, nowhere near the femoral artery. It's all good. Probably get a promotion. You good?
You shot Rodney.
Rodney's a good guy, but not really right for you. Out there on your own. Your life expectancy is like here. With me, it's here. Without me, here. With me, without me. With me, without me. You stay here while I go have a word with the guys in the tunnel. Actually, I'm just gonna go shoot them.
Rated PG-13. MLB Network's putting our game face on, bringing you more live baseball action in 2010 with Thursday Night Baseball and Saturday Night Baseball every week all season long. Want more? We've got matinee games, doubleheaders, and key matchups as the pennant races take shape. Plus, every night, MLB Tonight takes you inside the park with look-ins to live games. We're serious about live baseball action. MLB Network in 2010. We've got our game face on. Do you?
Toyota customers are extremely loyal. In fact, Toyota's great fuel efficiency and dependability have helped earn Toyota the highest owner loyalty of any vehicle manufacturer. Lease the 2010 Corolla with 0 down and 0 drive-off for just $199 a month. Or lease the 2010 RAV4 with 0 down and 0 drive-off for just $249 a month. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward.
Want to hear the latest? iWireless now has Android smartphones with thousands of cool apps at your fingertips. So, whether you want to search the night sky, check movies and showtimes, stay connected with friends, scan and compare products, or find your way, iWireless has an Android device for you at the best prices around. Plus, save every month with iWireless complete plans, all with a risk-free guarantee. Android from iWireless. Why pay more? Seriously, why pay more?
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And in part by State Farm. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. And One-A-Day Men's, the official multivitamin of MLB, specially formulated for men.
The Chicago Blackhawks, the Stanley Cup winners in the NHL for the first time in 49 years. And Patrick Kane, who scored the game-winning goal in the clinching game of the Stanley Cup Finals, brought the cup in as the Blackhawks made a complete circuit of the outfield and all around the ballpark. And then Joel Quenneville, the head coach of the Blackhawks, and he and first Cubs manager Lou Piniella and then Ozzie Guillen, the manager of the Cubs, also hoisted the cup, saluting the Chicago Blackhawks. Ozzie Guillen and his White Sox are trying to get off the carpet and get their season turned around after a very poor start. But they have their first 4-game winning streak of the year. And there's Paul Konerko coming out of the dugout. Konerko will be hitting in the 4th spot. Let's take a look at the White Sox batting order presented by Taco Bell. Andrew Jones is leading off in left field. Alexi Ramirez at shortstop. Alex Rios, center field. Paul Konerko having a big year at first base hitting cleanup. Carlos Quentin in right field. A.J. Przinsky, the catcher, hitting 6. Gordon Beckham in a terrible slump at second base. Jason Nix is at third base. And Gavin Floyd, the pitcher, that's 9th.
You can't talk about any lineup unless you talk about the 3-hole hitter, and Alex Rios looked to be an expensive waiver claim last year from Toronto, but he has really come through for Kenny Williams, the general manager who made that claim. And Ozzie Guillen, he is the heart of the order now, and he's producing very, very well.
And you talked about Ted Lilly not getting run support. He's had 5 quality starts in a row, and he doesn't have a victory. He's 0-2 in that time. but he also is a guy that's only given up 1 run in his first inning in the first 9 starts of this season. So he's pitched well. He just doesn't have any victories.
The defense for the Cubs behind Ted Lilly lines up this way. Soriano, Bird, and Colvin, the rookie, around the outfield from left to right. Chad Tracy at third base with Starlin Castro, the young shortstop. Ryan Theriot at second. Derek Lee, 3-time Gold Glover, at first base. Coy Hill does the catching. And he'll be working with Ted Lilly, who will first face Andruw Jones as we get started here. White Sox also have plenty of guys who've been in the midst of slumps, and Andruw Jones is one of them. Andruw begins the night with a .215 batting average. He does have 10 home runs. First ball swinging, and he fouls it off the fists. And just like that, a count of 0-1. And Orel right away, as you said at the outset of the telecast, he likes to work inside.
Yeah, Ted Lilly will pitch inside. Not your typical lefty, fastball changeup away. Not a finesse lefty. Not overpowering, but will pitch in effectively.
Changeup. Andruw Jones shows bunt. And the count is strike 2, as that was called a strike. Now, I'm just trying to remember, when's the last time I saw Andruw Jones run up to bunt?
Good point. I don't think I've seen him bunt his entire career.
0-2 the count. Too high with that fastball.
Well, he could be in there tonight to get a little ignition in the top of the order. He's batting .243 against lefties. And maybe he'll feel pretty good. The guy who turned him around, Rudy Jaramillo, the hitting coach now for the Cubs, worked with him when he was with Texas, and that's when he had kind of a resurgent year coming out of Atlanta.
Pop-up foul. Hill, the catcher, comes over, but that is just back behind the White Sox dugout.
Rudy Jaramillo, world-renowned hitting coach there on the right, next to Larry Rothschild. And Rudy was a fantastic hitting coach in Texas there his whole career. Cubs offense struggling right now, but Rudy says that they're going to come around, and they're getting used to his theories, but they've also had some injuries. Ramirez at third base out right now with a hand injury, their top RBI guy.
Left center field, Alfonso Soriano, and there is one away. Now, it appears to me that he was on the pitching slab there, but he was not, as you can see there, back on May 27th when he faced the Dodgers. Matt Kemp was the hitter there, but there's the runner at first, Casey Blake, trying to tell the umpire, hey, he was this far off the pitching slab. Mariano Duncan, the first base coach, and then manager Joe Torre came out to also get in the discussion with crew chief John Hirschbeck. There's a ball to right field, and Colvin. So Ramirez is retired. Out number 2. Now, we have been focused on Ted Lilly here in the early going tonight. And Orel, what do you think? Is that legal?
I think he's on there. You just have to be in contact. Don't think about full foot. Just any part of your foot in contact with the pitching plate, as it's legally called, pitching rubber. And, you know, I just think that was an honest mistake, right, Joe, when he was 6 inches in front? I think he just forgot where he was for a little bit.
I think he found it. He was having success in that spot, and he didn't want to move. Hey, you know.
He's comfortable in the batter's box. Oh, that's the pitching mound. You have to stand in a certain place.
Yeah, but guys in the batter's box move around all the time.
Exactly. So we can move to the front of the mound.
Alex Rios, the hitter. That ball is hammered down the left field line and fouled. Rios showing his quick bat right there.
Orel was talking about Rios. You know, last year when Kenny Williams picked him up, he didn't do too well. He was struggling in Toronto, and he actually struggled here. But this year, he's off to a great start, and he is one of those 4 or 5 tool players because he can run, he can do everything, and he has stolen 19 bases so far this season.
87-mile-an-hour fastball right by him.
Yeah. And there you see the numbers in 209, hit 199, and now he's hitting 321. So maybe Rudy Jaramillo helped someone.
1-2 the count. And a big curveball inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Alex Rios. Rios is on pace for a 30-30 year. 30 homers and 30 steals. He's got 13 home runs so far, with still about 100 games to go. Left center field. And that is Bird. Paul Konerko stranded on deck. He'll have to wait an inning to come up. We go to the last of the first inning. Gavin Floyd to take the hill. The Cubs are coming up.
The FIFA World Cup continues Monday. The Flying Dutchmen have high hopes for a deep run as they open against Denmark. Then, Japan faces Samuel Eto'o and Cameroon. And later, reigning champion Italy looks to impose their infamous lockdown defense upon Paraguay. The 2010 FIFA World Cup continues Monday at 7 a.m. with Netherlands-Denmark, followed by Japan-Cameroon, and at 2, Italy-Paraguay on ESPN.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
Hey, check this out. Whoa, no way. Man, I hope I get this. But I saw it first. You asked for that. Oh, yeah. Gotta go.
It means I must prepare.
Only Sears has all the toys to let Dad be a kid again.
For you, Dad.
Oh, no way! Save on all Craftsman tools over $99 for Dad. Plus, get him a 32-inch RCA LCD TV, only $329.99. Sears, life well spent.
Lou Piniella, veteran manager of the Cubs. And here is the lineup that he made out for this game, presented by Taco Bell. Ryan Theriot at the top of the batting order at second base. Tyler Colvin, the rookie right fielder. Marlon Byrd, who's had an excellent year for the Cubs in center field. Derek Lee struggling big time. Cleanup hitter at first base. Alfonso Soriano also in a slump lately. Left field. Chad Tracy at third as Aramis Ramirez is on the disabled list. Coy Hill, the catcher. Starlin Castro, the exciting young shortstop. And Ted Lilly, the pitcher. That's ninth.
And, John, they've been trying to get somebody the last couple of years to fill in and break up the right-handed Derek Lee and the right-handed Ramirez. And I think they finally got someone in Marlon Byrd. They got Fukudome. It didn't work out. They went and got
Milton Bradley last year.
Right. They got Bradley. It didn't work out. Now they've brought Marlon Byrd in. It looks like they got the right one, baby. Because he is really swinging the bat well and been very consistent from day one.
One away. So Ryan Theriot with the comebacker. Gavin Floyd, and that earned run average is ugly.
Yeah, especially compared to, let's say, 2008 when he won 17 games. I think really most of it, John, is stemming from his breaking balls. They've been up, they've been flatter, and it shows. Right-handed hitters are hitting over 300 off of him, so that tells you that the breaking balls have not been a quality pitch.
At the highest earned run average in the major leagues right now, and that's one thing you don't want to have the highest number in. Tyler Colvin, the rookie, and Colvin hitting .305 in 95 at bats, 6 home runs, 16 batted in. And when he has played, his numbers have been superb. Colvin had a great spring. Hits that high fastball foul back to the screen.
Well, Colvin was a first-round draft pick in 2006 for the Cubs, and the one thing is he's gotten sporadic playing time because the Cubs have so many outfielders. They have 5 outfielders they can run out there, but as their offense has struggled, Lou Piniella has been put in tough situations sometimes by the media to say, why isn't he getting more time? But he doesn't want to give up on his veteran players. Sometimes that can be, of course, John, with this trading deadline coming along. If the Cubs don't turn this around, people need to see those players that they're healthy and in there. But Tyler Colvin has not whined. He's been prepared every day, and he's taken advantage of every opportunity he's had.
Chasing that high fastball from Floyd, fouling it out of play.
Yeah, but why should he whine anyway, though?
Exactly.
I mean, you're a rookie. You know, you do what the manager tells you to do. If you earn your way, then you can kind of say, I need to play more.
Yeah,
and you can see these impact rookies that they've had, come up here. Castro got off to a great start. So did Colvin and Cashner.
Just got a piece of that sinking fastball. 3-2 the count.
But I've always wondered about that. Young players, it used to be they'd be seen and not heard, because when you're trying to find your way in the big leagues, and as Lou said, he's got 3 other outfielders. He's got some guys here that he has to play. And
I was reading a quote from Ryan Dempster, veteran leader on the team of the staff, and that was the word he used about the young guy, because he's played so well. But I believe what you said. These rookies should be seen and not heard, and guess what? The only thing we've heard from him is that strikeout tonight, but he's had a lot of loud and good hits.
He has definitely gotten on Lou's good side by not saying a lot.
Great slider here to strike him out from Gavin Floyd. Gavin Floyd showed some pretty good stuff right there after falling behind young Tyler Colvin, which makes you wonder, well, why is his ERA 6.18? There's ball 1 too low to Marlon Byrd.
Well, in most cases, when a guy is struggling and he's had good stuff throughout his career, it's because of his location. You start getting him pitching in the middle of the plate, and these guys will let you know how good your stuff is.
Brzezinski takes time out. He's going to go out and talk to Gavin Floyd with a 2-0 count here to Marlon Byrd, who is the second leading hitter in the National League. Now, Herm Schneider, the veteran trainer of the White Sox, and manager Ozzie Guillen are also going to come out. So something apparently did not seem right with Gavin Floyd in that last pitch. Brzezinski noticed it, and now the trainer and Guillen are also out there.
Let me take a look at the last pitch and just see if we see any flinches or grimaces or anything in this delivery. A little blowing through something right there on the mound as far as from pain. Felt something. The delivery looks pretty clean. The termination pre-pitch, but then post-pitch there was something that bugged him a little bit.
Well, he's convinced everybody that he's okay, and he continues. And there's ball 3 to Marlon Byrd. Derek Lee on deck. No score in the game here in the first inning.
We had that same situation with John Maine and with the New York Mets. They start to question everybody's integrity and character when it comes to pitchers' health and them lying about it, but that's typical for competitive people.
Well, a 4-pitch walk. And Byrd goes to first as Derek Lee comes up. Lee recently hit his 300th career home run, and it took a long time for him to get it. And there was a school of thought that that 300th home run sort of got in his way there for a while. But he had not had a very good season, hitting only .230. On the count. Dana DeMuth, the home plate umpire. Lee hit number 300 earlier this week against the Milwaukee Brewers. Marlon Byrd, the runner at first, 2 down. Byrd with 4 steals this year. And 2 high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Alfonso Soriano on deck.
Do not see a big drop-off in velocity from Gavin Floyd if you were still thinking about his health. The command has left him for 5 of the 6 last pitches. The velocity's still there, 90 to 93 with the fastball.
And a slider off the outside. 2-1. Derek Lee hitting only .230, and he's had only 16 extra base hits. That's the worst total for him in extra base hits this far into his season in 9 years, since back in his early days with the Marlins. As he pulls that one foul, and he chased that slider. It's 2-2. On Wednesday, we told you against the Brewers in the 5th inning over at Miller Park in Milwaukee, his 300th home run. Became the 7th player to hit number 300 while with the Cubs. The Cubs won that ball game 9-4. And Lee allowed us how it was kind of a relief to get that out of the way.
Those landmarks can become mental, and Derek said for sure it was not mental for him, but there was definitely a home run drought for a while before that.
Marlon Byrd, the runner at first. Konerko on the bag with him. And the high fastball puts him away. Second strikeout of the inning for Gavin Floyd. Paul Konerko, White Sox slugger, coming up. 0-0.
Niagara Falls, the ultimate torture test for a deck. The ultimate protection, Thompson's Water Seal, chosen to protect the most water-drenched decks in America. The decks at Niagara Falls, Thompson's Water Seal, the most powerful protection against water damage, guaranteed.
It's time to draw a line in the pavement. Fight for what you believe, and let the world know you'll never give up joy in the name of practicality. The fun-injected, fuel-efficient Mazda 6.
Right now, get a 2010 Mazda 6 with 0% APR financing for 60 months. Zoom Zoom. Today, tomorrow, forever.
That's a low price.
I'm sorry, did you say something about a low price?
Wow! That's a low price. I know!
Staples, that was easy.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger Spray versus Roundup Pump and Go Sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Garmin phone. Connecting to the worlds around you. It's the first Android-powered smartphone and Garmin GPS in one. Navigate your world. Garmin phone. Exclusively at T-Mobile. Visit GarminPhone.com today.
Text GOAL to 43776 to get live World Cup games on your phone.
Sunday Night Baseball from Wrigley Field, Chicago. We've had the commingling of Major League Baseball and the All-Chicago matchup tonight, plus the Stanley Cup. Chicago Blackhawks were here as guests of the Cubs, parading the Stanley Cup before the ball game. At the first ball ceremony, John McDonough, now an executive with the Blackhawks, used to be the president of the Cubs. He threw out the first pitch. And there's a strike call to Paul Konerko. And there are a lot of Blackhawk fans in attendance. It's interesting the difference between being a baseball fan in Chicago versus, say, a Bears fan or a Blackhawks fan or a Bulls fan. There's a called strike. You could say that all of Chicago roots for the Bears, the Bulls. They had 2 million people apparently on the parade route here on Friday to celebrate the Blackhawks. Everybody was out. And yet there is a fierce dichotomy when you talk about baseball fans in this city. Terrio was over behind second, moves back and makes the play.
Very rarely do you see them put that kind of shift on a right-handed hitter. We see it a lot with left-handed hitters. We see them pull them over, but very rarely do you see the second baseman over behind the bag. See, he's right behind the bag almost. Not a complete shift, but pretty big shift. And very few right-handers will do that, hit the ground ball to the right side. They hit a lot of line drives that way, but not a lot of fly ball, ground balls.
Here's Carlos Quentin. And the high strike. It's 0-1. Quentin had a big year the year before last. Looked like he might have been on his way to an MVP season for the White Sox. Then he got hurt in a freak incident. And then last year he just never really got it going.
Well, he's still struggling, again this year. But when I first saw him 2 years ago, I thought he was going to be one of the best young hitters in the game. But that's what injuries will do. You develop bad habits, especially when you hurt your hands.
Right center field. There is Colvin. One away, or rather two away. And A.J. Pierzynski is coming up. Now there's an interesting subplot involving Pierzynski. Tomorrow he becomes a 10-5 man, which means as of tomorrow he cannot be traded unless he says yes. So if they're going to trade him, it would have to be tonight. And he'd been asked about it every day, over and over and over again. And he's a little tired of being asked about it.
And now that they're 7.5 games out in third place, won 4 games in a row, maybe their rotation getting in order, that would go away.
So Pierzynski hit by the pitch by Ted Lilly. He becomes the first White Sox base runner of the game. And that'll bring up Gordon Beckham. Well, in fact, with their 2 wins, the White Sox, as you mentioned, Orel, 7.5 out. But the Twins, the first place team in the Central, lost their game today. So the White Sox with a win here, if they can complete this sweep, they'll be 6.5 out with exactly 100 games to play. Not such a big deficit with that many games to play. And there's a fastball too high. But I remember years ago when the St. Louis Cardinals were struggling, but nobody in the division was really playing well. And Tony said of his Cardinals at that time, says, well, if we can get back to 500, ask me about the pennant race. So here are the White Sox still staring up at 500. Even with their 4 straight wins, they are 5 games under a break-even record right now. 28 wins, 33 losses. In the American League Central, the Twins now by 2.5 over Jim Leyland's Tigers and the White Sox. And they're closer to 4th place Kansas City than they are 1st place Minnesota at the moment. A ball and a strike.
There's so many mental games you play with yourself when you're on a team. Just okay, let's just win every series. Let's try and pick up a game a week. Let's try and get a winning streak going. And so many things, just like fans, when they root so hard with their hearts for their home team, they're always coming up with ways for them to get back in first place. Well, players do the same thing.
One ball, 2 strikes. Gordon Beckham at the plate, hitting only .206 with a home run and 12 batted in. Last year he hit .309, drove in 38 runs, and this year there's been almost nothing at all.
Oh, Kenny
Last
Williams.
year those were his figures through the same number of games that he's played this year.
Well, Kenny Williams, the general manager, had a conversation with him last week. He basically just said, let it go, relax, which is hard to do when you're hitting 200.
This did not happen here against Ted Lilly. No score. Alfonso Soriano coming up for the Cubs.
So many twists and turns, nobody knows what's going to happen next.
What if I told you one day can go from celebration to surreal? June 17th, 1994, Wednesday at 10 p.m., part of ESPN's 30 for 30.
A few years ago, I got a wake-up call. A heart attack at 57. That was a rough time. My doctor told me I should have been doing more for my high cholesterol. You should have listened. You're right. Now I'm eating healthier, and I trust my heart to Lipitor.
When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Lipitor may help. Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke in patients who have heart disease or risk factors for heart disease. Lipitor is backed by over 18 years of research. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
My dad learned the hard way, but you may be able to do something.
Have a heart-to-heart with your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
Okay, one more time. Where do we stand?
Less travel. More video conferences.
Limit the cell phone minutes.
That's not good enough. We're not leaving this room unless we can cut something else.
Can they really keep us here?
What about all this stuff?
What stuff?
All this stuff. What does it cost to create all this? Time, effort, people.
How much?
It could be millions.
Millions.
Save money. Trust your business processes to Xerox. Xerox, ready for real business.
My new Adizero running shoes are really light, which makes me more explosive and a better competitor. I want to be as fast as possible because speed is everything. When I run lighter, I play faster. Adizero Sonic, only at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Ball one to Alfonso Soriano. As the Cubs come to bat here in the last of the second inning, no score in the game. Soriano facing Gavin Floyd, and he chases that slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's been chasing a lot of pitches here lately and not getting so many hits.
Well, John, after he hit his 300th home run, he's gone 1 for 19 in that stretch of 7 games.
Well, that 1 for 19 includes that 300th home run, which he got here on Friday. That's his only hit in those 7 games. Derek Lee hit number 300 Wednesday in Milwaukee, and Soriano hit number 300 in his career here on Friday against the White Sox. Made him look bad with another hard-breaking ball in the dirt. He's tagged out by Przinsky. 3rd strikeout already for Floyd. Let's check in with Ryan Burr at the Sports Center right now.
All right, John, we start with the Nationals rookie phenom, Steven Strasburg, 5 1/3, 1 run, 2 hits, 8 Ks, 5 walks. He improves to 2-0. That's 22 strikeouts in his first 2 games combined. NBA Finals, Game 6 on ABC. Celtics up 22-20. Game 5, I should say. Kevin Garnett off to the quick start.
Thanks, Ryan. 1 ball and no strikes. Meanwhile, to Chad Tracy. Tracy, part of a platoon at 3rd base in the absence of the slugger, Aramis Ramirez. Ramirez has been in a terrible slump, the worst that he has ever been in, and also he got a thumb problem. They finally put him on the disabled. It's hitting only 168. That's a big bat. It's been a consistently big bat for the Cubs for several years.
Well, John, I've always said he's the heart of this lineup. He was the guy that they always needed to hit if they were going to contend.
Beckham throws out Tracy, 2 down.
Let's take a look at what Aramis Ramirez has done since he came over from Pittsburgh. You know, they made a great trade to get him from Pittsburgh. I thought it was a great trade. There you see from 04 to 08, 300 average, 32 home runs, and look at that average with runners in scoring position, 311. I mean, he has been just a great hitter.
Missed almost half the year last season, and yet, even with all the shoulder problems he had last year, his numbers were great. This season, he just disappeared, placed on the disabled list 5 days ago. Coy Hill, the catcher, to the center fielder Alex Rios, and a 9-pitch inning for Gavin Floyd. No scores. We head to the 3rd.
Mid-American is always thinking ahead. Back in 1990, we started our Energy Advantage programs for our customers. And 6 years ago, our Save Some Green campaign began educating everyone about energy efficiency. Working together, we've helped keep base electric prices stable while benefiting the environment.
Be a part of Mid-American's vision for energy efficiency. Visit MidAmericanEnergy.com.
Mid-American Energy.
Illinois is bankrupt, $13 billion in the hole, and we can't even pay our bills. Our state ranks 48th nationwide in job creation. Unemployment has surged over 11%, and it's all happened when Alexi Giannoulias was our state treasurer. He's been responsible for our state's finances. His record? A state in virtual bankruptcy, just like his family-controlled bank, which now wants a taxpayer bailout. Alexi Giannoulias isn't the solution. He's the problem. Tell him so.
Can a smartphone reach the four corners of the earth? Can it make unlimited Skype-to-Skype calls to any country without using any minutes?
Hello?
I am anyone on Skype. Droid can with Skype Mobile, one of thousands of apps that can run with other apps from the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
Right now, buy one Droid by Motorola and get a second one free. Only from Verizon.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is brought to you by Verizon, the network with the most 3G coverage, and the all-new 2011 Super Duty, built Ford tough.
The friendly confines of Wrigley Field, built in 1914, and the Cubs moved in 1916. Only Fenway Park is older than that in Major League Baseball. The bleachers and the scoreboard atop the bleachers were built in 1937. And it's the same hand-operated scoreboard that is still out there today. And there are the scoreboard operators. And they keep the inning-by-inning score out there. And they do that for all the other games that are being played. Right now, all the other games are finished. So they have the finals of those games, or at least the games that will fit. There are a few more teams playing baseball now than there were back in 1937. Jason Nix leads off for the White Sox, hitting in the 8th spot. Gavin Floyd will follow, and then Andrew Jones, the leadoff man. And that slider from Ted Lilly is in there for a called strike.
One of the pranks we used to play on rookies before the digital component of the scoreboard was added, we used to look up there and go, oh my God, he's hitting 320, and look at that, what he's hitting with runners in scoring position. Just stare at a scoreboard, but it was only scores, and the rookies are looking all around like, where's he getting that information? And we just stared at the scoreboard. We get to the edge of the dugout and look up there, and then they added the digital stuff on the bottom, so that joke went by the wayside.
The digital stuff meaning Jason Nix.
Yeah, that bottom
167, yeah. 1-2 to Nix. And that's a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Cubs, we were talking about the White Sox, trying to pull themselves up and get back into the Central Division race. There's hope for that with the 4-game winning streak they're riding, their longest winning streak of the year. The Cubs, meanwhile, in the National League Central, start today 8.5 back of the Cincinnati Reds. In shallow right field, Tyler Colvin. Nix is retired, 1 away. Major League Baseball coverage continues tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. Monday Night Baseball with 2 of the best hitters in the game. Ichiro leads the Mariners into St. Louis to take on Albert Pujols and the Cardinals. Mariners-Cardinals tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. Wednesday Night Baseball, a rematch from last year's World Series. Brian Howard and the Phillies in the Bronx. Robinson Cano and the Yankees. Both games are part of the AL-NL Showdown presented by State Farm and available online at ESPN3.com. Luke French for the Mariners tomorrow night, and Adam Wainwright, one of the aces for the Cardinals. A.J. Burnett goes for the Yankees Wednesday against Kyle Kendrick. But the Phillies won today after just getting positively destroyed by the Red Sox 2 days in a row at Fenway. 3-0, and Ted Lilly's on the verge of walking a man who never bats in a big league game. The pitcher, Gavin Floyd, not necessary in the American League with the designated hitter.
For that moment, we thought Gavin Floyd might be hurt, and the trainer visited the mound. He actually swallowed his gum. There's nothing wrong with his delivery, and the grimace we saw on his face was the gum was now in his stomach.
And he walks. Well, that was Herm Schneider, the trainer, out there, and Floyd was telling him what happened. And then, if you can read lips with Herm Schneider, swallowed his gum.
Super slow-mo.
Did you ever swallow your gum?
No. No.
Did you chew gum on the field,
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
You did? Yeah. Sugarless or sugar?
Well, at the time, they didn't have one type.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was bazooka, and that was it.
Yeah.
Or was it double bubble?
No, I just used double mint.
Double mint.
Wrigley's, yeah.
Wrigley, you used.
So you never intimidated
Wrigley's
anybody with
double
bad
mint
breath.
gum.
Wrigley's double mint gum. That's what I had tons of it in my locker.
That's what every second baseman did. Huh? Keep the twos in it.
So you doubled your pleasure and doubled your fun with Wrigley's double mint gum. Here's Andrew Jones hitting a double play ball, and it's a double play. Castro to Terrio to lead. White Sox are gone. Castro will come up, the young sensation for the Cubs.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
Look, the guy at the gas station ain't waving to you because he's your friend. Guess what? He's got his hand in your wallet. He makes money on gas. You lose money on gas, okay? So here's something to wipe that smile off his face. Introducing the all-new 2011 Super Duty. Now with 2 all-new Ford-built engines. Gas or diesel, they've got the most horsepower, the most torque, and they've also got the best fuel economy. Hey, who's your friend now? The all-new Super Duty.
If you buy the renegade idea that investing should be discussed face-to-face, not just inbox to inbox,
If you believe that your relationship with your investments shouldn't be long distance.
If you hold the wild-eyed theory that nest eggs, like children, should never be left with strangers.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Back at Wrigley Field, no score in the game after 2.5 innings. There's a Patrick Kane fan wearing a Blackhawks jersey. It was just Wednesday night, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Patrick Kane scored this goal in overtime, and that was the game winner. For the first time in 49 years, the Stanley Cup came back to Chicago. The victory parade on Friday, more than 2 million fans reportedly showed up. And then before the game, they had the big celebration here at Wrigley. And a Canadian from British Columbia, Ryan Dempster, pitcher of the Cubs, was able to hold that coveted Stanley Cup aloft on the mound. And then both the Cubs and the White Sox posed with the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks.
John, I had a chance to hoist the cup, but I was afraid to. Patrick Waugh brought it up to Lake Tahoe when we were playing in the Celebrity Golf Classic up there. And I touched it, but I was afraid to hold it up. I might drop it. And then what?
I thought you won some gold gloves.
Yeah, I did, but not gold Stanley Cups. But it's a fabulous trophy.
One of the great traditions in any sport, the Stanley Cup, symbolic of winning it all in the National Hockey League. Starlin Castro, the count of 0-2, facing Gavin Floyd. He'll be followed by Ted Lilly and then Ryan Terrio.
John, on May 7th, you know, his first career at bat, he hit a home run. Then later in the game, he hit a triple. He ended up driving in 6 runs in his first Major League game. And I was looking back, and a guy like Chipper Jones, who's one of the great RBI men in the history of the game, has never had a 6 RBI game. So a rookie bested him on his first game. Tony Perez and Carl Yastrzemski each had 1 6 RBI game.
Castro equaled that and did one better than Chipper Jones in his very first game in the big leagues. And by the way, it's also more than anybody had ever had in a first game in Major League history. So Starlin Castro kind of hard to go up from there.
But I've heard a lot about him, and they say that he's going to be a star. I mean, he's really going to develop into a great player.
Starlin Castro is retired, one away, and here is Ted Lilly. No score in the game. Lilly with a wild swing and a miss. Lilly with no hits this year in 15 at-bats has struck out 8 of those 15 times. So Lilly is almost a walking advertisement for the designated hitter. This is why we have the designated hitter in the American League, the White Sox may well say.
He's one of those guys that his bat should say for display purposes only. Should not be taken out of the cabinet.
Gavin Floyd throws him out. Actually, Lilly has been in the past a pretty good hitter.
He's in a slump, John.
He's slumping, just like a lot of the Cubs right now. City of Chicago has seen a lot of major championships. The Blackhawks just won their 4th Stanley Cup. The Bulls won 6 NBA titles, all in the 90s with Michael Jordan. The Bears won a Super Bowl back in 1985. The White Sox have 3 World Series wins, including 2005. The Cubs have won 2 titles themselves, World Series titles, but none since 1906. Or 1908, 06, they had the best record in history in Major League Baseball, and played the World Series against the White Sox. Cubs were 116-36 that year. Whoa. The Tinker to Evers to Chance Cubs, and they played the White Sox, whose nickname was the Hitless Wonders, and the White Sox beat them in the World Series. The Cubs won it 2 years later, 1908. And have not won a World Series since. The 1906, the White Sox, with a huge upset, won the series 4 games to 2. Both teams hit below 200. The Cubs and the hitless wonder White Sox. Where is it? 116 wins, 36 losses in 1906 for the Cubs, and in the 6 games, just under 100,000 paid admissions. Ontario, the leadoff man, is called out on strikes. And so far, we are scoreless here. The Blackhawks took center stage at Wrigley Field in Chicago, having won their first Stanley Cup in 49 years.
Next time you order a grilled cheese off the kids' menu, don't do it in front of the guys. Introducing a grilled cheese for grown-ups. The Grilled Cheese Bacon Thick Burger, only at Hardee's.
Toyota customers are extremely loyal. In fact, Toyota's great fuel efficiency and dependability have helped earn Toyota the highest owner loyalty of any vehicle manufacturer. Lease the 2010 Corolla with 0 down and 0 drive-off for just $199 a month. Or lease the 2010 RAV4 with 0 down and 0 drive-off for just $249 a month. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward.
FIFA World Cup continues Monday. The Flying Dutchmen have high hopes for a deep run as they open against Denmark. Then, Japan faces Samuel Eto'o and Cameroon. And later, reigning champion Italy looks to impose their infamous lockdown defense upon Paraguay. The 2010 FIFA World Cup continues Monday at 7 a.m. with Netherlands-Denmark, followed by Japan-Cameroon, and at 2, Italy-Paraguay on ESPN.
Everyone deserves to be safe. That's why every Toyota now comes with the Star Safety System Standard. It's a combination of 5 accident avoidance technologies.
The Star Safety System is something that's standard on 100% of Toyota vehicles. We always think of safety, even in the concept design of our vehicles.
The Star Safety System, now standard. Because we know there's nothing more important to you than your safety. All our new safety features are at toyota.com/safety.
Welcome back to ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, part of the ALNL Showdown, presented by State Farm. Part of the scene here at Wrigley Field is the neighborhood, Wrigleyville, and the seats on the rooftops of the buildings around Wrigley. We're in the fourth inning now. Alexi Ramirez, the number 2 hitter in the White Sox batting order, followed by Alex Rios and then Paul Konerko. Neither team has had a hit so far in this game. Ted Lilly on the mound for the Cubs. And he changed up on Ramirez. 0-2 the count. The only base runners so far for the White Sox, A.J. Przinsky, who got hit by a pitch with 2 down in the second, and Gavin Floyd, the opposing pitcher, who walked with 1 out of the third, then got doubled up on a ground ball by Andrew Jones. Another changeup, and Alexi Ramirez is gone just like that.
You know, John, I played with 2 guys that were active in uniform that actually sat in the seats out over the right field bleachers on the buildings. Jay Johnstone and Roger McDowell, a reliever and a pinch hitter.
Well, they went out there during the game?
During the game. Half inning, came back.
And did they like the view from out there?
I think Tommy Lasorda actually knew that Jay Johnstone did.
But they hadn't already been in the game or out of the game.
No, they were in the game. Active reliever Roger McDowell and active pinch hitter Jay Johnstone went out there, sat there for a half inning, came back in.
Alex Rios takes a called strike, and it's 0-2.
Joe, you're shaking your head.
Very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
Thank you, John. I didn't want to say that because he's always accusing me of getting on the Dodger guy.
No,
so unprofessional.
At that time, Jay Johnstone had a great career as an outfielder for a while and a pinch hitter for Tommy Lasorda. And at times, he didn't get in many games, so he went out there and just sat around in about the 3rd inning. There's no players out there.
No, I don't see any.
Jay at the time really, I don't think he hit for like 25 games one time, and he said the only reason he was on the team is because Tommy would ask him, where should I eat tonight, and he got to make the reservation.
Oh, that looked pretty good on the inside to Alex Rios. 1 ball to 2 strikes. Let's see what K-Zone thought of it.
Well, he wanted it up, and he didn't get it up. He threw it down, maybe a fool the umpire, because he was asking for the ball above the strike zone inside, and he didn't throw it there.
Slider into center field. Bird. 2 down.
Well, he got away with that one because that ball was pretty much in the middle of the plate. If he pulls it, it's out of the ballpark. But he's lucky he had 2 strikes, and maybe Rios was staying back through the middle. See, that ball's a very good pitch to hit, but he hit it straight away.
Well, he almost fell over going for that one, didn't he? Well, he almost tripped himself there.
Bird he goes after the ball a little unorthodox sometimes. He's not like your normal smooth outfielder, but he makes the plays.
Well, there was a profound lack of smoothness on that one. Now Paul Konerko, the hitter. Konerko has 3 home runs in his career against Ted Lilly. But he hit them all within a span of 4 at-bats. Back in the 2005 and 2006 seasons when Lilly used to pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays. So he's only had 22 at-bats lifetime against Lilly. 3 home runs, but all of them bunched together. And that one spins in there for a strike. Konerko grounded out to second his first time.
Well, Konerko is one of those guys that he's a professional hitter, and he tries to get to hitters' counts. And when he's behind in the count, you see he doesn't hit very well. 75th in the major leagues. When he gets ahead in the count, he's 5th. Hits 386. I mean, that's what a good hitter will do. He tries to get into a hitter's count. And usually he can fight it off a little better than 0-1, better than 75th, because he is such a good hitter.
I think he's a really good fastball hitter too, and a very educated hitter on anticipating what's coming. And if he anticipates a fastball, he's very good at cheating on it and hitting it.
And he can hit anybody's fastball.
Well, we got a hitter's count.
How hard you throw.
Hitter's count right here, 2-1.
Just missed it.
Medium deep left center. Marlon Byrd on the edge of the track. 7 fly ball outs in these first 4 innings against Lilly. When we come back, we'll visit with Ozzie Guillen for the White Sox dugout. Colvin, Byrd, Derek Lee coming up for the Cubs.
That's terrible. 3 items for $2. How's Taco Bell gonna make money off of that?
You should promote it.
That's not terrible. Taco Bell's $2 meal deal. 4 different meals to choose from, each with a Taco Bell original, medium soda, and Doritos chips. Only at Taco Bell.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger Spray versus Roundup Pump and Go Sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
The before, the expectation, the B vitamins and carbs to ignite. The during, the collision, the power, the original Gatorade. The after, the gratitude, the protein to recover. Introducing the G-Series from Gatorade. Prime, perform, recover.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And in part by State Farm. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. And One A Day Men's, the official multivitamin of MLB, specially formulated for men.
White Sox nothing, Cubs nothing. And now some FaceTime with Ozzie Guillen, White Sox manager, brought to you by Edward Jones.
Ozzie, Oral Hershiser, it's got to be a pleasure to see Gavin Floyd back on the bump and throwing the ball well tonight.
Oh, he did. Last couple of outings be outstanding. This guy, he got a great stuff. And, you know, we had a lot of confidence, especially when he's behind the hitter and he saw his breaking ball. This guy, you know, he's a special kid.
Your relationship with Kenny Williams has been in the paper an awful lot. Do you think that can be a distraction to the club?
No, not at all. Not at all, because I've been manager for this club for 7 years. I almost got the same guys, and they know they play in Chicago. They know what's going on here, and we're just having fun. You know what I mean? It's stuff off the field, stay off the field, stay off on the field. I take care of that.
Who's throwing stuff at you there?
Who do you think? Mark Burley. His sunflower seed is hotter than his fastball.
Ozzie Guillen, mucho gusto, senor.
All right, guys.
Mark Burley, who pitched a very strong game here yesterday, a 2-1 win for the White Sox, and giving the manager some grief while chatting with us here on Sunday Night Baseball. Tyler Colvin into deep center field. Alex Rios on the warning track right in front of the ivy. White Sox have been getting some excellent starting pitching here lately. Freddie Garcia was very strong on Wednesday, and then John Danks on Thursday. 1 hit allowed in 7 innings. Friday here at Wrigley Field, Jake Peavy with one of his best outings of the season. And then Burley, as we told you yesterday, 6 2/3 innings, no runs, and 7 strikeouts. In fact, the man on the mound, Gavin Floyd, even before that stretch on Tuesday, pitched 6 innings against the Tigers, allowing only 1 run and 6 hits and a no decision. So for the first time all year, they've had a complete pass through the rotation, and have shut down all comers in that time.
And remember, when they won the World Series, it was because of their starting pitching, and they went through the postseason with their starting pitchers pitching deep into the ball games. In fact, they were pitching complete games most of the time.
They had something like, what, 8 straight complete games at one point in that postseason.
And I've always believed that the most important part of a pitching staff is the starting pitching. You know, a lot of people talk about closers, etc., but starting pitching is what gets you started in the game and gives you a chance to win.
Gordon Beckham throws out Marlon Byrd. Byrd, who walked his first time and is still the only Cub to have reached base against Gavin Floyd, who since that walk to Byrd has now retired 9 in a row. Derek Lee will come up. 45 pitches thrown by Gavin Floyd, who, as we showed you, has the highest earned run average of any pitcher in the majors right now. But again, coming off a strong start against the Tigers and pitching real well so far here at Wrigley tonight. And starting pitching, I think, is what a lot of people thought was going to be the strength of the White Sox this year. And we're going to have a little bit of a different look offensively. Ozzie Guillen didn't want to have to rely simply on the home run for offense. They brought in Juan Pierre, But although Pierre leads the league in steals, they're still scoring nearly half of their runs via the home run.
Well, with the other examples going on the mound the last 4 or 5 days for Gavin Floyd, sometimes that pass the baton mentality, and it gets you a little more focused. You see those examples of how to get people out instead of other people getting bombed and hit around in front of you. All of a sudden you go out there with some confidence, like those guys are getting them out. They're making those pitches. Okay, I've got just as good of stuff as they do. And it gets you back on the bump, gets you going good.
Derek Lee draws a walk. He struck out his first time. Second walk allowed by Floyd. Neither team has a hit in this game as Alfonso Soriano comes up. Soriano struck out his first time, 1 for his last 20 as we get to look at Wrigley from across Waveland Avenue behind the right field foul pole. Only 1 for his last 20. That one hit, as we mentioned, was a home run here on Friday. His 300th career home run. Not bad for a guy who's been a leadoff hitter for most of his career. And the slider way outside for ball 1. He's had a hard time laying off that kind of a pitch, although this one was way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Over at third base, Jason Nix is right along the foul line. And he changed up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For me, it looks like Soriano has simplified his approach at the plate a little bit. He's a little more meticulous when he gets into the box. The movements are a little tighter. The bat wiggle over his shoulder is not as drastic as it used to be. You used to see the bat really wiggle a lot and the arms move all at the same time. That's the same, and that's just a tiny wiggle.
And he chases that slider. 1 and 2.
Well, throughout his career, he's had trouble with the breaking ball. Any adjustments he makes in his swing, I would think, is to handle the breaking ball better.
I just remember all the gyrations that he would do and everything in there, and then just swing that big bat.
Back with a fastball for the strikeout. No score heading to the 5th inning. And in 60 seconds, we'll come back and visit with Cubs manager Lou Piniella from the dugout.
Watch the 2010 FIFA World Cup live on ESPN3.com.
Look, the guy at the gas station ain't waving to you because he's your friend. Guess what? He's got his hand in your wallet. He makes money on gas. You lose money on gas, okay? So here's something to wipe that smile off his face. Introducing the all-new 2011 Super Duty. Now with 2 all-new Ford-built engines. Gas or diesel, they've got the most horsepower, the most torque, and they've also got the best fuel economy. Hey, who's your friend now? The all-new Super Duty.
Too short. Too weak. Too slow. Growing up, Dustin Pedroia was often overlooked, but he used that as motivation to never give up.
Eludes the tag from Jeter.
Never give in. And never listen to what they say you can't do.
How do you get the little guy out?
This is beyond perseverance. This is beyond baseball.
White Sox nothing, Cubs nothing as we are ready to start the 5th inning. And now some FaceTime with Cubs manager Lou Piniella, brought to you by Edward Jones.
Lewis. Lewis, Joe Morgan. You know, as we talked before the game, a lot of discussion about your outfield alignment. What is your strategy going forward?
Well, we've been playing all of them, Joe, trying to give everybody an opportunity. I've got some veteran outfielders here. I got a youngster in Colvin that's done a real nice job. We've been trying to keep them all fresh. For the most part, they've all done a very respectable job. But going forward here, we're going to play the young kid Colvin a little more than he has, and let's see how he does.
Your offense has been sputtering. What can you do to get it jump started?
I wish I knew, Joe. I would sprinkle some dust, anything. Our problem here has been scoring runs. The first 60 games of this year, it's been a tough go scoring runs consistently.
Lou, we're going to let you get back to work. Many thanks.
Thanks.
And Roger Lou Piniella of the Chicago Cubs. Carlos Quentin, the hitter for the White Sox against Ted Lilly, takes ball one. Well, I guess Ozzie Guillen and Lou Piniella could have a little empathy with each other because both ball clubs have had a hard time scoring runs.
Yeah, but when I talked to Lou before the ball game, I mean, Lou's team is more renowned for offense. You know, the White Sox hit home runs, you know, and score runs. That's what they do in that ballpark. The ballpark is built for that. This is the home run hitter's ballpark, but Lou's teams, Derek Lee, Aramis Ramirez, and all these guys are usually a little more productive in that they hit the ball all over the ballpark. They don't just hit home runs, and right now they're not hitting anything.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Carlos Quentin, who flied out to right center his first time. No wind blowing tonight to either help or hinder a fly ball. The Cubs averaging 4.2 runs a game, 13th out of the 16 teams in the National League, and hitting only .245 with runners in scoring position. So no matter which stat you look on offense, it's not good for the Cubs.
Now they have shown lack of discipline too, and the on-base percentage is down. The batting average is not bad, but once it comes to hitting with runners in scoring position and getting on base a little bit more other than hitting your way on, they have not been good at all.
Well, the White Sox, on the other hand, with similar poor numbers in the American League, 4.4 runs a game. That's with a designated hitter rather than the pitcher batting. That's 10th out of 14 teams, 12th in average, hitting .250 with runners on base, .249 runners in scoring position. So they're in the lower third of the league, or just about, in just about every category. The Cubs, in fact, and their on-base percentage is not very good, but it's better than the White Sox. White Sox .323, and that Cubs at .328 on base. That's with the pitchers batting. Full count now. 3-2 to Quentin, who's really giving Lilly a battle here with A.J. Pierzynski on deck. Gordon Beckham due up third in the inning. Neither team has a hit. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Strike 3 call. Backdoored him with a slider.
Well, this is one of the most difficult pitches for a right-handed hitter to handle, and that's the ball that starts off the plate outside and you give up on it, and then you can see it cuts right over the outside edge. Very difficult to hit. I used to watch Randy Johnson throw that ball that starts out there and breaks over the outside. Very rarely would you see a right-handed hitter be able to handle that pitch.
A.J. Pierzynski hit by a pitch his first time. And the slider off the inside for ball one. Pierzynski came into the game hitting only .238. Pierzynski, who has had some years where he's hit very well for average. Never been a big power hitter.
Last year he was the first White Sox catcher to ever hit 300 for a season, 2009. He's a little bit below last year, but for a career, you're right, not a lot of power, but usually makes pretty good contact. Always a tough out, grinds out at bats and wears his emotions on his sleeve, even though he's not wearing very long sleeves tonight.
Also very durable as a catcher.
Yes.
He has never been on the disabled list at any time in his major league career. Hit hard, but too hard. Right to Colvin. 2 down. The 2010 FIFA World Cup continues tomorrow morning with 3 more group play games. At 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central, the Netherlands takes on Denmark. Then at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 in the morning Pacific, Japan versus Cameroon. And then at 2 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon, 11 a.m. Pacific, the 2006 World Cup champion Italy begins their title defense. They take on Paraguay. The 2010 FIFA World Cup. One game changes everything. The World Cup is available on TV, online, and on your phone. Go to ESPNSoccerNet.com for more information. Gordon Beckham, who struck out his first time. 2 big World Cup viewing venues here in Chicago. We've taken a look at the World Cup now in full swing. The big USA-England match yesterday, which I think gave reason for a lot of hope for Team USA. Ooh, that one got Beckham. And that's the second time that a White Sox player has been a hit. And Herm Schneider's going to come out and see if Beckham's okay, along with manager Ozzie Guillen. Ginger's Ale House on North Ashland here in Chicago. Place where the aficionados have been gathering. Also, the Globe on West Irving Park Road in Chicago yesterday. And that was right after Team USA scored the tying goal in the game. And a goal that you can't really count on. The English keeper just had a very bad moment.
No, he had bad hands because he tried to use his hands. He didn't get in front of it like his infielder didn't get in front of the ball. He didn't get in front of it, hit off his hands, and went into the goal. If he'd gotten in front of it, it wouldn't have gone in.
So Team USA will take on Slovenia on Friday. There's Jason Nix. Beckham stays in. Apparently he's okay. Nix hit a fly ball to shallow right his first time. There's Beckham at first, with Lee on the bag with him.
That goal was almost like when the ball went through Billy Buckner's legs against the Mets a little bit, you know.
No, Buckner didn't get a glove on it. That would.
But it's just about that week of, you know,
yeah,
a hit or a
he just didn't get in front of that one yesterday.
Ex-Cub.
I don't think Buckner appreciates you bringing that up.
No, I know, and I think that wound has been healed, though. He came back to Boston, and they gave him a standing ovation, and really started to heal that wound.
Yeah, ex-Dodger, and you do that.
Ex-Dodger, ex-Cub.
Yeah.
That's all right. I gave up some gopher balls in the World Series I was embarrassed about, so it's kind of the same thing. Missing ground balls, giving up 3-run jacks against the Florida Marlins in '97.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because I had almost forgotten about that.
Thanks, John.
You gave one up into the upper deck there in Florida, didn't you?
The catcher, Charles Johnson.
Almost nobody ever hit him into the upper deck in that ballpark.
You know, I single-handedly handed Alou the MVP, but they gave it to Livan Hernandez.
Jason Nix, 0 for 1, batting with 2 down, and Beckham at first. Beckham, here we're talking about the World Cup, and we had the name Beckham. Gordon Beckham, a star who's been many a time with the British national team, Team England. That is in for a called strike. David Beckham, not Gordon Beckham, who's here with the White Sox. David Beckham, the original Beckham, who was lethal on free kicks.
Bend it like that.
Yeah, he could talk about a curveball. Wow.
I think that's the softest goal I've ever seen. Not just in World Cup. I mean, in any soccer game.
Shallow left field. Soriano. 5 shutout and hitless innings for Ted Lilly. Chad Tracy coming up against Gavin Floyd. No score.
This is dedicated to a guy we all know who taught you how to hit and how to throw. A bona fide star as coaches go. Keeps the team moving on his Firestone. Firestone. Players, umpires, folks in the stands see the Firestone performance and think it's grand. So here's to the coach and his Firestone 4 for taking us out to the ball game and more. Firestone. Legendary drivers need legendary tires.
I like the wind, Bullseye! Yeah!
This Friday.
Oh, infinity! And beyond!
Be the first to celebrate the return of the world's favorite toys in their brand new adventure.
Andy's going to college.
Come on, let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
Disney Pixar has done it again.
Yes, I'm back. Return of the Astronaut.
Time Magazine calls Toy Story 3 an instant classic. Oh, yeah. Toy Story 3, rated G in 3D, starts Friday.
Why can't time go faster?
This is OnStar. I've received a signal you've been in a crash. I'll contact emergency services.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
Sunday Night Baseball from Chicago, and there is ball one too high to Chad Tracy, the sixth-place hitter for the Cubs, with Coy Hill, the catcher, and then Starlin Castro to follow against the White Sox right-hander Gavin Floyd, who's got 4 hitless innings in the books. And it's 2-0. Only one. Let's see, 2 base runners for the Cubs, 2 walks allowed by Gavin Floyd. He's had 4 strikeouts. He walked Bird in the first and Lee in the 4th. Meanwhile, Ted Lilly has allowed 1 walk and has hit 2.
And that's a total of 5 hit batters for the Cubs pitchers on against the White Sox the last 2 days. They've been pitching inside.
There are the numbers: no runs, no hits for either pitcher. Alex Rios over toward right center field on the warning track. Hit pretty well there by Chad Tracy. 1 away. Major League Baseball and People magazine are recognizing individuals who make a difference in their community. Go to peopleallstars.com and vote for your favorite everyday all-star who could represent your club and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim, July 13th. I think everybody knows people that they could nominate and vote for. There's a called strike to Coy Hill. He flied out to center his first time. I'm John Miller, along with Joe Morgan and Oral Hershiser. Sunday Night Baseball from Chicago. One ball, one strike to Coy Hill. It's been an exciting sports week here in Chicago, with the 2 Chicago teams going head-to-head here at Wrigley Field over the weekend. And just before this series started, they had the big parade for the Blackhawks celebrating the Stanley Cup championship. And there's the cup itself in the booth right next door to us here at Wrigley. The players' names from the Blackhawks will be inscribed and placed on the cup for their part in bringing the cup back to Chicago for the first time in 49 years. Plus, the World Cup beginning on Friday. Team USA's first match yesterday, and that was something that created a buzz here in Chicago as well as all across the country and across many countries. High throw. Jason Nix sailed it right over the head of Konerko, and Coy Hill is safe at first.
Well, it'll be interesting because the rule book says the first hit should be a clean hit. So it looked like an error to me.
I think that must be the unwritten rule book.
Well, if the throw's low enough, the throw beats him. So he hasn't touched the bag, and that ball's almost against the wall here at Wrigley.
Well, it does appear as though it would have beaten him, and the official scorer has ruled it an error. And here is Starlin Castro, who grounded out to short his first time. Cubs nothing, White Sox nothing. Last of the 5th inning. Castro grounded to short, and this one could be 2. Ramirez to second, 1 to first, double play. Beckham turned it beautifully with some pressure from Coy Hill. Just like that, the inning is over. On to the 6th inning. No runs, no hits in Chicago.
Don't think twice about answering your phone. Get free incoming calls, texts, and pics from any phone on any network, only from U.S. Cellular. Also, get a free Samsung Freeform. U.S. Cellular. Believe in something better.
When I go round and circle, when they fly high like a bird up in the sky, when I go round and circle.
June sizzles with great entertainment at the Isle. See Debbie Boone Wednesday, June 9th, and Harry James Orchestra Thursday, June 24th. Purchase tickets at theislebettendorf.com today.
Come to U.S. Cellular for great graduation gifts, like the stylish compact LG Mystique. It has a touchscreen on the outside and full QWERTY keyboard inside. The LG Mystique, now only $79.95. U.S. Cellular. Believe in something better.
We gave it the power of a supercar. Then we gave it the precision of a Lexus. And in turn, wrote a new definition of what's possible for an automobile. This is the pursuit of the impossible. This is the pursuit of perfection.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And Energizer. Keep going.
From Wrigley Field, we had some rain before the ball game. The tarp covered the field most of the afternoon and into the evening before the game started. The only batting practice was out in the cages out under the bleachers, and there was still a threat of rain later in the evening, but this game started right on time. But the hitters have not yet arrived. We're going to the 6th inning. Gavin Floyd comes to bat against Ted Lilly, who's got 5 hitless innings, which is exactly the same as Gavin Floyd. Neither team has had a hit as we start the 6th inning. Gavin Floyd walked his first time, and he starts ahead of the count this time. 1 ball and no strikes. Had a pretty good swing right there. This is the deepest into a game this year in the majors, where both pitchers have a no-hitter going into the 6th inning.
In 08, Gavin Floyd went 7 1/3 hitless against Detroit. He also went 8 1/3 hitless against Minnesota in 08. And last year, only 5 2/3 against Boston. 3 times pretty deep.
Colvin in a hurry gets there. Let's go to the studio to Ryan Burr for a SportsCenter right now.
All right, John, thanks so much. World Cup goalie Tim Howard continues to rehab his injured rib. He took a cleat to the rib in the first half of the U.S. 1-1 draw with England. Head coach Bob Bradley remains hopeful his star goalie will be A-OK for Friday's game against Slovenia. NBA Finals Game 5 on ABC at the half. Celtics up 45-39. This series, of course, tied at 2.
Thanks, Ryan. And a changeup for ball 1 here to Andrew Jones, who is flied out to left center and grounded out into a double play. A fastball right by him. 1 ball and 1 strike. There was a long time ago, we're talking close to a century ago, a game where both pitchers carried no-hitters into extra innings. And if memory serves, it was a game that involved the Cubs, a National League game. But we're a long way from that happening in this one. We're only in the 6th inning. But neither team with a hit here in Chicago. The third baseman for the Cubs, Tracy, hugs the foul line against Andrew Jones, who takes a mighty swing, comes up empty. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, there are people all across America that have their laptops right there with them watching us, trying to find that game, John.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And right there, Tracy. That's an extra base hit, but Tracy was playing him on the line to begin with.
Well, that's probably one of those situations where he knew what the pitch was, and he was cheating that way a little bit, because when I looked up in the first inning, he wasn't that close to the line. You see he's moving that way already. That tells you that the catcher probably gave him a signal that the pitch was going to be inside and an off-speed pitch.
Alexei Ramirez, 0-1.
Well, see, he's starting to move that way, and that's a tough hop. You either want the ball on the short hop or the big hop. That was kind of an in-between hop.
Alexei Ramirez, who has flied out to right and struck out.
When you have a left-hander on the mound that's fastball change-up away, your third baseman sometimes shades the hole towards the shortstop, but when he throws the cutter and the fastball in like Lily does most of the night, your third baseman is going to shade that line. And I think you're right, Joe. The positioning was absolutely perfect, and he was warned a little bit that they were coming in. But
a lot of times your catcher will give the third baseman or the first baseman a signal, depending on whether it's a left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter. Out when you're playing short and second, you can see it yourself, so you make your adjustments without the help of the catcher.
That's how to play off to the right. As you can see there, he was once again stationed right along the line with the right-handed hitter up there.
Usually Coy Hill, when he's going inside, he steps first with his left foot after giving the signals. And sometimes you can actually get the catcher's positioning even prior to him getting there just by the way they normally move.
To the outside and fouled off to the right into the lower deck. 2-2.
So when you're down in there in the squats, you have to take the weight off the one leg to move the other leg to move one way or the other. And catchers at the big league level will move a certain direction in a certain way for 3 or 4 pitches, and then they'll reverse shift on you if they think all of a sudden you're trying to pick up the location at least on one half of the plate or the other by the base coaches relaying signs by posture.
A foul that will go out of play. Tracy and Castro both chased after it, but it was well back into the crowd. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alexei Ramirez. Ramirez also has struggled a little bit this year, although compared to some of those slump-ridden players, his numbers are not bad. 262 at game time with 6 home runs. That's down the left field line and back into the crowd. Marty Aronoff has looked up that game we're talking about, the double no-hitter, and it was right here at Wrigley Field. 1917. May the 2nd of that year, the Reds and the Cubs were playing. Fastball turns him around on the inside. Full count.
I was mentioning sometime the catcher will give the guy a signal. Watch his right hand. Watch this. No, he does a couple of times to show that he's going inside. That pitch is inside. That allows the third baseman to be able to know what's happening.
Then the third baseman right along the line. He fouled that one down off his left leg or left foot. He got the big shin guard to try and protect that area.
Well, that's why you wear a shin guard. A lot of guys will hit that ball down on their front leg or shin, and that's why you have that protection there. Because I'll tell you what, that really barks. You can even break the bone there. You've seen some players break a toe or get a break or fracture there by hitting the ball down on their foot.
Jermaine died.
Yeah.
2001 in the postseason against the Oakland Athletics.
Most of the time you've seen in the past it was more left-handers because they have that type of swing on that low and end pitch. You see more and more right-handers with the shin guard now.
Right back to Lily. And he broke his bat. And that's 6 no-hit, no-run innings for Ted Lilly against the White Sox. Lilly will come up against Gavin Floyd, then Theriot and Colvin in the last of the sixth.
Taco Bell's $2 meal deal, each with a Taco Bell Original, Doritos chips, and a medium soda. 3 items, $2. Now that's a deal.
So I buy a beefy 5-layer burrito and drink, and you throw in the chips for free?
How about you just give me $2 and it's all free?
Let's do it.
Why pay more?
Lights out. Shoot up the station.
Put a refreshing spin on your summer. Bud Light Lime. Superior drinkability. Ultimate refreshment. A splash of 100% natural lime flavor. One taste and you'll find the summer state of mind. Bud Light Lime.
We're pretty good about cutting down on our bills. What? Hi, honey. Lights out.
But to save even more money, we went to Lowe's.
I told them an Energy Star washer would save about $500 a lifetime, and a WaterSense toilet can save up to $90 a year.
Plus, Lowe's is the only retailer to win the EPA's highest award from Energy Star and WaterSense.
They're trying to embarrass me.
No!
Oh, come on.
Experience. Lowe's. Let's build something together. Come to Lowe's and get 10% off Energy Star major appliances and water heaters.
It's time to draw a line in the pavement. Fight for what you believe, and let the world know you'll never give up joy in the name of practicality. The fun-injected, fuel-efficient Mazda 6.
Right now, get a 2010 Mazda 6 with 0% APR financing for 60 months. Zoom Zoom. Today, tomorrow, forever.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger Spray versus Roundup Pump and Go Sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Yeah. Sunday Night Baseball from Chicago. And Ted Lilly will lead off here for the Cubs against Gavin Floyd. Each has shut out the other and no hit the other. No runs, no hits straight across for the White Sox and the Cubs. Lilly hit one right back to Floyd his first time. That pitch just disappeared. It was like a magic trick. Top of the order, Ryan Theriot to follow, and then Tyler Colvin. And that's all for Lilly. That didn't take long. 5th strikeout for Gavin Floyd. Ted Lilly, 6 innings, no hits, no runs. He's had 3 strikeouts. There's a couple of them. Gavin Floyd, now 5 1/3, no hit, no run innings. Wicked slider to get Soriano. And he's been putting Cub after Cub away. Tyler Colvin back in the first inning. And there's strike one to leadoff man Theriot. Theriot, 4th in the National League in steals, leads the league in singles, but right to 3rd, and Jason Nix throws him out. 2 down. Gavin Floyd, as Orel mentioned earlier, a couple of years ago, he flirted with no-hitters into the 8th and 9th innings of games. Tonight, 5 2/3 for Floyd. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 6 innings for Lilly. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hit batsmen. No runs, no hits on both sides. Tyler Colvin has struck out and flied out deep to center. It was interesting where Lou Piniella told you, Joe, when you chatted with him between innings, a couple of innings back, that he anticipated Colvin would start playing more and more now.
You have to go back to 2002 for Ted Lilly for 7 2/3. When he was a Yankee, he went hitless, 7 1/3 innings.
That's a foul, pass first.
These guys are going toe to toe like a heavyweight fight. But 35 outs so far and only 9 recorded by strikeouts, so they're just kind of jabbing at each other. There's a lot of balls being put in play, but we've seen some good defense to keep the zeros up there on the board.
There's only been maybe 2 or 3 hit real solidly, though.
On the outside corner, and now that's 6 no-hit innings for both Floyd and Lilly. Now Lilly back to the hill. The big hitters, Rios, Konerko, Quentin coming up for the Sox.
Building families. Building traditions. Building communities. Building lives. Building what's important for more than 90 years. Chevy Silverado Half-Ton, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road.
Okay, one more time. Where do we stand? Less travel. More video conferences.
Limit the cell phone minutes.
That's not good enough. We're not leaving this room unless we can cut something else.
Can they really keep us here?
What about all this stuff?
What stuff?
All this stuff. What does it cost to create all this? Time, effort, people.
How much? It could be millions.
Millions. Save money. Trust your business processes to Xerox. Xerox, ready for real business.
Garmin phone, connecting to the worlds around you. It's the first Android-powered smartphone and Garmin GPS in one. Navigate your world. Garmin phone. Exclusively at T-Mobile. Visit GarminPhone.com today.
Hey, check this out.
Whoa, no way. Man, I hope I get this.
But I saw it first.
You asked for that.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go.
It means I must prepare.
Only Sears has all the toys to let Dad be a kid again.
For you, Dad.
Oh, no way! Save on all Craftsman tools over $99 for Dad. Plus, get him a 32-inch RCA LCD TV, only $329.99. Sears, life well spent.
The FIFA World Cup continues Monday. The Netherlands open against Denmark. And later, reigning champion Italy looks to impose their infamous lockdown defense upon Paraguay. The 2010 FIFA World Cup continues Monday on ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball, no scores. We start the 7th. And the big hitters are up here for Ted Lilly to battle with. It is Alex Rios, the third-place hitter, having an excellent season. Came in hitting .321. He's 0 for 2 tonight. A little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rios has flied out to left center and flied out deep to center. The outfield around toward left against him, and the infield really in a pronounced shift playing into pull with, again, Tracy right along the line at third. And that's ripped foul. And right toward the White Sox third base coach, Jeff Cox. Look out, Jeff. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There could be a few more coming down there. The way Lilly has commanded the inside part of the plate. You see the shift over there for... He's going to, as a left-hander, pitch people in. He's had success inside with his changeup, his fastball, his cutter, and then sometimes he throws that backdoor cutter to the outside corner Joe was talking about. Right there, that little changeup out there.
Well, he has to keep the hitters on, especially these next 2 hitters, Rios and Konerko, because they will make an adjustment, and if he continues to pitch them inside, they'll look for the ball inside. So you have to go back away every once in a while to keep him off the inside corner.
1-2 the count. Right field, Colvin, plenty of room. 1 away with Konerko coming up.
And that was a good job there. He started him inside, and then he ended up pitching him away to get the out.
Konerko right now is the most dangerous of the White Sox hitters. He had a double and 2 RBIs here on Friday and 2 more RBIs yesterday. He drove in their only runs yesterday. And a 3-hit game, 5 hits and 9 at-bats the first 2 games of the series. He has grounded out to second and flied out to left center so far tonight.
And we showed you how much more successful he is when he gets ahead in the count.
And he's ahead of the count right now. Again, the third baseman, Tracy, hugs the foul line against him. The shortstop Castro way over into the hole. There's Tracy right along the line at deep third. On the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was actually a pretty good pitch for him to hit. That didn't get in as far as the catcher wanted it. Now watch this pitch. See, the catcher's way inside. That ball did not get in as much as he wanted it to be on the inside part of the plate.
1-1 the count. He did not get all of that one. Marlon Byrd short of the track. 2 down. The 12th fly ball out induced by Ted Lilly. Back in 1917, the only game in Major League history where both pitchers had a no-hitter through 9 was right here at Wrigley Field. The Reds and the Cubs. Fred Toney for the Reds. James Hippo Vaughn of the Cubs. The Reds finally got a couple of hits and a run in the 10th inning and won the game 1-0. As Carlos Quentin comes up now. Two down, nobody on in the 7th inning. And a foul back out of play. Ted Lilly. 6 2/3 innings. No runs, no hits allowed. Again, the third baseman, Chad Tracy, is hugging that foul line. This time of the game, they might be doing it, I guess, in any event. The no doubles, as the players call it. But he's been over there pretty steadily now for most of these right-handed hitters. Lilly working that inside corner. Just off the corner that time.
Well, that's what you call hitting your spot right there. The catcher put it off the plate inside, and that's where he threw it.
Yeah, the thing about pitching inside is if you continue to chase the hitter in, it's really hard for them to keep that ball fair. They've got to guess in there, and then they've got to have an approach to try and get their hands inside it to keep the ball fair and not let the barrel of the bat wrap around the ball and pull it foul.
One of the Blackhawks players are in the booth next to us with the Stanley Cup as that one is into shallow center. Marlon Byrd. 7 no-hit innings for Ted Lilly. Now the Cubs still looking for their first hit. And the Blackhawks will lead the fans in Take Me Out to the Ball game.
A BlackBerry smartphone from iWireless lets you get emails, stay organized, listen to tunes, watch videos, IM with friends, take and share pictures, surf the web, download apps, and much more. So no matter what your lifestyle, BlackBerry connects you to the things you need and love. Right now, get a great deal on a new BlackBerry Bold. Plus, save every month with iWireless Complete plans, all with a risk-free guarantee. BlackBerry from iWireless. Why pay more? Seriously, why pay more?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
This summer, every day can be fun day at the Great Escape, Quad City's largest family fun superstore. Save 20 to 50% on hundreds of designer patio sets, like the Veranda Wicker Collection. Now 50% off at only $4.99. Plus, choose a free market umbrella or a deluxe hammock with patio purchase. Only at the Great Escape.
Escape your everyday, shop the Great Escape.
Hey, chances are if you're towing 12 tons of something, it's probably pretty important to you. That's your livelihood back there, okay? So you're going to want to keep it from swaying back and forth like hippies around a campfire. No sweat. Introducing the all-new 2011 Super Duty. It's got the most towing power and now an advanced trailer sway control system. And it's standard. Yeah, that'll take the white out of your knuckles. Kumbaya, baby. The all-new Super Duty.
The before, the expectation, the B vitamins and carbs to ignite. The during, the collision, the power, the original Gatorade. The after, the gratitude, the protein to recover. Introducing the G Series from Gatorade. Prime, Perform, Recover.
It's ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, part of the ALNL Showdown, presented by State Farm. No runs, no hits for the White Sox through 7 innings. No runs, no hits for the Cubs through 6 innings. And their last of the 7th is underway with Marlon Byrd, who's been the Cubs' best hitter this year. He began the night with a .336 batting average, but facing a man against whom neither he nor any other Cub has had a hit. From third base, Jason Nix, 1 away. It has been the year of the no-hitter in Major League Baseball so far. Rather remarkably so. There have been 3 already pitched. Ubaldo Jimenez, who's 12-1 this season, had the first one against the Atlanta Braves, and then Dallas Braden with a perfect game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Roy Halladay of the Phillies, a perfect game against the Florida Marlins. 2 perfect games for the first time in more than 100 years in a Major League season. And I think most of us feel that there was actually a 3rd perfect game pitched, but a call right at the end of the game, rather famously, or I guess infamously, an out was called a hit. An umpire's call turned that one into a 1-hitter rather than a perfect game. But the way I look at it is, it won't get listed as a perfect game, but he pitched better than a perfect game. Did the Tiger pitcher Armando Galarraga. He got 28 outs.
A wonderful character by both he and Jim Joyce. A perfect reaction to a bad call. Made them both look genuinely like fantastic guys.
And Jim Joyce, in the wake of that decision last week, the ESPN The Magazine polled 100 Major League players about the umpires, and Jim Joyce came out #1 on the list as the best umpire in the opinion of the 100 players who were asked. He came out as the guy that more of them thought was the best umpire than any other. As Gavin Floyd misses with a slider low to Derek Lee. For a long time, he's been about as good a hitter as there's been in the National League. He is slumping big time this year. Tonight he has struck out and walked against Gavin Floyd. And he walks again. That is the 3rd walk of the night allowed by Gavin Floyd. 3 more walks allowed than hits allowed as Alfonso Soriano comes up. No Cubs runner has gotten past first base. The last time the Cubs actually were no hit for an entire game was 1965. Sandy Koufax, who pitched a perfect game at Dodger Stadium. It was his 4th no-hitter, and for the first time it was a perfect game for Koufax. And the Cubs pitcher was named Bob Hendley, a left-hander. He pitched a 1-hitter and lost the game 1-0 to Koufax.
I was on my way to Dodgers, to play the Dodgers then, and we listened to the last 2 innings on the radio from the airport.
Did he sound like he had good stuff?
Yeah, Ernie Banks. It was interesting because Ernie Banks was one of the final hitters he had to face there. He may have been the last out, but he was definitely in the last inning.
Harvey Keene.
Yeah, Harvey. But I remember Ernie Banks was hitting.
It's got to be a good feeling when you're going to Dodger Stadium and Koufax is pitching that night. You know, don't have to face him.
No, that was when I was young and dumb. I wanted to face him myself.
2-0 the count to Soriano. Soriano has struck out twice in this game against Gavin Floyd. 0-0. No runs, no hits on each side. Cubs and White Sox. Gavin Floyd, Ted Lilly. Runner at first. And he chases that 2-0 slider. Even on a 2-0 hitter's count, he had supreme confidence that Soriano would chase.
Combination of knowing the hitter, that he's going to be aggressive, knowing that he wants to get that first hit, get the offense going, and the fact that you have confidence in your slider tonight to not back into a fastball count, that you can go to a secondary pitch.
Lee at first from the slide step in the dirt. Lee breaks for second, and he is out. The recovery by A.J. Pierzynski and a perfect throw. Beckham with the tag. And still no Cub has reached second base. in this game.
As a base runner, you're always looking for the ball in the dirt in these situations, especially in a close game. It bounces forward, though, gives Pierzynski a chance to go right out and get it, and he makes an excellent throw. And Derek Lee is out at second base. At least he's called out anyway.
2 down and nobody out. And it's a full count now to Soriano, who fouls one into the Cubs dugout.
Well, there are two places when you block the ball as a catcher. If it goes forward or if it goes to your right, both times your feet are squared up to throw the ball to second base quickly. When the ball goes to your left, you've got to open up your left foot, and then it's going to be hard to throw the ball to second base.
That's a base hit. Down the left field line. That's the first hit of the night. And Soriano is also the first to get to second base for either the Cubs or the White Sox in this game.
Well, it looked like a slider, and it was down, and Soriano used his hands very well on that swing and just ripped it to left field. It looks like it's a slider down, pitches down, and actually a pretty good pitch down and away, but a good job of hitting by Soriano, because that pitch is not a bad pitch. Keeps the bat extended through the zone and hits a line drive to left field.
But ordinarily, and what he's done tonight with him, you like that pitch to end up out of the strike zone, right?
Well, what happened is you want to walk a hitter off the plate, and he threw his better sliders prior to that pitch and then came closer to the strike zone as he got ahead.
That one's up the middle. Chad Tracy, base hit. Here comes Soriano, and that's the first run of the night. 1-0 Cubs.
After a guy has already pitched well and he gives up his first hit, it's always the next pitch. You always wonder about his concentration. Is he concentrating as well as he had been the entire season, the entire ball game? Now, again, it's not a horrible pitch, but it's up a little bit. And Tracy just hits it right back through the middle. But a lot of times, after you give up that first hit, that next pitch is not a great pitch from the pitcher.
Seen it many times.
Yeah.
That's what was so impressive, I thought, with Armando Galarraga.
Correct.
But the crushing disappointment of losing a perfect game and then went out and retired the next hitter, and it was all over. The fans with a "Let's Go Cubbies" chant as Coy Hill takes ball one. Just like that, on one pitch, the first hit, Alfonso Soriano's double. The next pitch, the first run on the single by Chad Tracy. Another area of frustration for the Cubs this year has been the lack of clutch hitting. Chad Tracy delivers on the first pitch that elusive hit with a runner in scoring position. They had one hit in 12 at-bats yesterday in a 2-1 loss in those kind of at-bats. Tracy is the only hitter of the game to come up with a runner in scoring position for either team tonight. 2-1 to Coy Hill. He has flied out to center and been safe on an error by the third baseman Jason Nix.
The ball is put in place so often, it's so much harder to throw that no-no. You know, 6 Ks on one side of the field for the Chicago Cubs, and only Ted Lilly has only struck out 3. So usually the ball happens to find a hole when you give up a lot of contact. The odds of baseball just get to you. And I don't think Floyd made a real big mistake on that ground ball, as much as the slider to Soriano was up and it was a strike. It was a good pitch, but when you think about chasing the ones in the dirt prior to that, then you bring it up for him, you just bounce another one. But the fastball away there just happened to be a routine ground ball, but he hit it up the middle for the base hit.
Into the upper deck. 3-2 the count to Coy Hill. Starlin Castro is on deck. He would be next. 2 down here in the 7th after Lee got thrown out trying to get himself into scoring position. That was the second out of the inning. That's when Soriano hit the double, the first hit of the game. And the next pitch, Tracy with a single to knock in the first run. We're here at Wrigley Field, Sunday Night Baseball, the Cubs and White Sox. And we've had quite a game. Both pitchers Gavin Floyd of the White Sox, Ted Lilly of the Cubs with no hitters into the 7th inning. Lilly now through 7 with a no-hitter. Floyd allowing his first 2 hits of the game with 2 down here in the 7th. He strikes out a Hill. Floyd with a 2-hitter going as the rain starts to fall. Ted Lilly back to the hill in the 8th inning with a no-hitter and a 1-0 lead.
That's terrible. 3 items for $2. How's Taco Bell gonna make money off of that?
You should promote it.
That's not terrible. Taco Bell's $2 meal deal. 4 different meals to choose from, each with a Taco Bell original, medium soda, and Doritos chips. Only at Taco Bell.
The Dawson foul, tell me about it.
Yeah, the closing's in Bob. Step.
Okay.
So get your game face on.
Guys never change. Neither do we. Jim Beam, the bourbon since 1795.
Hey, check this out.
Whoa, no way.
Man, I hope I get this.
But I saw it first.
You asked for that.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go.
It means I must prepare.
Only Sears has all the toys to let Dad be a kid again.
For you, Dad.
Oh, no way! Save on all Craftsman tools over $99 for Dad. Plus, get him a 32-inch RCA LCD TV, only $329.99. Sears, life well spent.
Why do we put the Nissan Altima through over 5,000 quality, durability, and safety tests? Isn't it obvious? The Nissan Altima, made to make your life better. Now lease a new Altima for $199 a month for 39 months or get $1,000 cash back.
Every team has a potential all-star. But every city has thousands more. Major League Baseball and People magazine will salute the All-Stars among us at the 2010 All-Star Game. Vote for someone making a positive impact in your community. 30 winners will be honored at this year's Midsummer Classic. Vote through June 20th at peopleallstars.com.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And in part by State Farm. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com.
Now, as you see the frenetic activity that is typical of Michigan Avenue here in Chicago this time of year. A.J. Pierzynski fouls one on the 98th pitch thrown tonight by Ted Lilly. Lilly in the rain now. And there is a forecast for rain here in Chicago starting right about now. 50% chance of rain at 9 p.m. local time. And it is 1 minute past 9 right now. Terrio. One away. Pierzynski is 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch his first time.
Well, we talked about both of these teams struggling from an offensive standpoint, so I guess it shouldn't be this surprising that there have not been that many base hits in this ball game.
Only 2, and Pierzynski the only left-handed hitter that Lilly has faced tonight. 8 right-handed hitters, including the pitcher Gavin Floyd.
Wow. Oh. And the fans are unhappy about that. One of those unwritten rules, but I don't know about an unwritten rule when you're only down by a run.
It is acceptable for me to bunt to try to help your team win a ball game. I mean, you're only 1 run down and you try to get on base. I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, Becklin is not swinging the bat well so far this season, and he's trying to help his team win. There's nothing wrong with that.
Backdoor slider off the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He has had a drought in power, almost 180 at-bats since he hit his last home run. Had his first extra base hit in about 128 bats just the other day. Down there around 206 coming into the game, so he's looking to get on any way he can. And being a young player, only 2nd year in the league, you don't know what those unwritten rules are yet.
Well, 2-1 the count.
But I'm right with you, Joe. Get on base.
Popped up, and Derek Lee, 3-time Gold Glover, with an easy play. 7 2/3 innings. No runs, no hits allowed by Ted Lilly. This is the longest into a game that he has ever gone without allowing a hit. Remember, this is already a year in which we've had 3 no-hitters, the most since 1991. There were 7 no-hitters in the 91 season. Ubaldo Jimenez, Roy Halladay, Dallas Braden with no-hitters this year. 2 down, nobody on. Here is Jason Nix. And a foul. Now in 2002, Lilly went 7 1/3 innings of no-hit ball against the Seattle Mariners in Seattle, and finished up with a 1-hitter, but he lost the game 1-0.
John, there was an unwritten rule that we weren't supposed to talk about it, and the players on the bench didn't talk about it. So the unwritten rules system has gone out the window anyway.
0-2 the count. The pitcher, Floyd, due up next, and Mark Kotsay has come out on deck. The White Sox bullpen with some action. First bullpen action of the night as everybody stands at Wrigley Field. 2 down in the 8th inning. No balls, 2 strikes the count. And a pop-up. Chad Tracy trips over the bag, regains his footing, and catches it in foul ground. Trips over the bag? Are you kidding me? That's 8 no-hit innings for Ted Lilly. 1-0 Cubs as we go to the last of the 8th.
To stay on top of my game after 50, I switched to a complete multivitamin with more. Only 1 a day Men's 50+ Advantage has ginkgo for memory and concentration, plus support for heart health. That's a great call.
1 a day Men's.
It's time to draw a line in the pavement. Fight for what you believe, and let the world know you'll never give up joy in the name of practicality. The fun-injected, fuel-efficient Mazda 6.
Right now, get a 2010 Mazda 6 with 0% APR financing for 60 months. Zoom Zoom. Today, tomorrow, forever.
My new Adizero running shoes are super light. I'm lighter on my feet, so nothing holds me back. I feel more confident, knowing I'm the fastest player on the field. When I run lighter, I play faster. Adizero Sonic, only at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Come on into Lowe's, your Father's Day headquarters. Right now, choose from dozens of gift ideas for under $5, $10, and $20. Like a Cobalt 5-piece pliers set made with super tough drop-forged chrome nickel steel for under $10. Or how about a Porter cable combo kit? An 18-volt drill, circular saw, NiCad battery, and 1-hour fast charger was $109, now all for an unbelievable $89. And enjoy free delivery on tool storage, truck boxes, and safes over $250. Happy Father's Day to dads everywhere. Experience Lowe's. Let's build something together.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Sunday Night Baseball from Wrigley Field, Chicago, and it's all Chicago tonight. The Cubs and White Sox center stage after the Chicago Blackhawks paraded the Stanley Cup before the game and during the 7th-inning stretch. Ted Lilly, meanwhile, is under the brightest lights of all with 8 no-hit innings in the books. Lilly deeper into a game than he has ever been at any time in his long big league career with a no-hitter.
The 34-year-old wasn't activated this year till April 24th, had a left shoulder arthroscopic debridement, and he also had knee surgery last year, so his toughness is his ability to come back and continue to locate the ball. He's always been a winning pitcher, really kind of grew up in the American League East. You think about American League East pitcher coming over to the National League Central. His ERA is about a point lower since coming over to the National League.
That's a base hit. Starlin Castro with his first hit of the night. Hit number 3 for the Cubs.
I think
and now Ted Lilly comes to the plate. And here's the reception.
The one thing you said that is the most important thing is Ted Lilly has always been a winning pitcher. And so the moment is never too big for him. I don't think this is something that bothers him at all. I don't think the pressure will get to him.
In the rain, Ted Lilly in a bunt situation. He is 0 for 2 as a hitter tonight. And it's 0-1.
Well, I think he's going to bunt even up to 2 strikes. This is a get your bunt down and get over and sit down in the dugout.
The rain is starting to fall a little more heavily now. Ball and a strike now. In the 9th inning, when Lilly is back on the hill, the pitcher's spot is to lead off for the White Sox with perhaps Mark Kotsay, who was out on deck when the 8th inning ended. They also have Juan Pierre, another left-handed hitter. And then to the top of the order, that one is called a strike for Andruw Jones and Alexi Ramirez.
This is not a good situation if you're Lilly, because if they have to stop this and put the tarp on and you have to go sit for a while, that is not going to help your situation.
He's thrown 106 pitches already, and that's bunted foul. Strike 3. Showdown feature presented by State Farm. The last interleague no-hitter, Justin Verlander of the Tigers, no-hit the Milwaukee Brewers 3 years ago yesterday. White Sox have not been no-hit themselves in 19 years. Brett Saberhagen pitched a no-hitter against the White Sox in '91 at Kansas City. Cubs had a no-hitter just a couple of years ago. You may recall it was in effect a home game for them because they played the Houston Astros at Miller Park in Milwaukee because of the Hurricane Katrina and some of the fallout of that. Castro, the runner at first. Floyd trying to keep him close. Castro has 1 steal in his rookie season.
That's a typical situation on the bench. He sits by himself and everyone else kind of stays away.
There he goes. Pitch out. Not well thrown, but the throw by Przinsky very well executed. Castro is out. Very poorly thrown pitch out by Gavin Floyd. It's about the only thing that he's done poorly all night, but Przinsky took care of it.
And a great job by Przinsky. He's been throwing the ball accurately all night. Right on the left side, catch it and make the tag. That's all you had to do.
That's 2 Cubs he's caught at second base. And pulled foul by Ryan Theriot, who was 0 for 3 in the game. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Get over 100 live out-of-market games per week in HD quality. Where available on your computer. Visit MLB.TV for details. 2-1 to Theriot. He has hit back to the pitcher, struck out, and grounded out to third. 2 down, bases empty. In the rain, you can see it. It's not a real heavy rain. It looks worse right there, I think, than it looks in reality. But it's getting wet. After the screen, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We had rain here earlier today here at Wrigley, but the tarp was on. Neither one of the teams hit on the field. So the field is prepared for this kind of weather. Can take some water. Remember years back, they put a new drainage system in here at Wrigley. They took the crown out of the field and put a state-of-the-art drainage system in.
Right back to Gavin Floyd. 8 very strong innings for Gavin Floyd, and we're going to stay right here at Wrigley Field. Ted Lilly is the first man out there for the Cubs. He's ready to go and anxious to go with that rain falling. So Lilly starts his warm-ups. We've had 3 no-hitters in the major leagues this year. And now Ted Lilly carries a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Ubaldo Jimenez back in April no-hit the Atlanta Braves. And then Dallas Braden on May the 9th at the Coliseum in Oakland against the Tampa Bay Rays with a perfect game. And Roy Halladay on May 29th in Florida, a perfect game against the Marlins for the Phillies. Armando Galarraga had a perfect game until the final batter in Detroit just last week. The last time there was a no-hitter here at Wrigley Field was nearly 38 years ago. Milt Pappas against the San Diego Padres. He had a perfect game with 2 down in the 9th inning and a 3-2 count, and the pitch came in, ball 4. The fans were not too pleased. Bruce Fleming, our old friend, the veteran umpire, was the umpire for that game. And somebody brought that up after the Galarraga scenario in Detroit last week, and somebody called Bruce Fleming and called Milt Pappas, and Pappas just said, you know, considering it's a Wrigley Field, we had a pretty good lead. Even though the pitcher was not in the strike zone, you would have thought he might have called it strike 3. Juan Pierre is going to be the pinch hitter for Gavin Floyd. The most pitch count, or the highest pitch count that Lilly has carried this year, is 112, and he is at 106 in this game. Although I don't know that that matters at this point, Oral.
Well, he is going to go for this. They've got the bullpen up in case there is a hit, and they want to protect the 1-0 game. And this all in the midst of Ted Lilly has a 5-game losing streak that ties a career high that he's trying to break, but not because of his ineffectiveness, because the Cubs have not gotten any runs in his last 6 starts.
Steady rain, but not a downpour. And a fastball in there for a strike, but it's getting wet. Now you're a pitcher on the mound and it's getting wet.
Just protect your hand. Keep it in your glove. Keep it in your back pocket so you get a good grip of the ball.
Juan Pierre struggling lately. Right up the middle. Base hit into center field. Pierre had been 0 for his last 11. But as a pinch hitter, he breaks up Ted Lilly's no-hitter in the 9th inning. Carlos Marmol already warming up in the Cubs bullpen.
Well, Pierre was going to be tough for him anyway, John, because they play the infield in so shallow that first and third, anything hit on the ground was probably going to be a base hit. But Lou's already on his way out there.
Well, interesting that Ozzie Guillen sent up a left-handed pinch hitter. He had a shot to send up 3 guys that could hit from the right side, and he decided to go with a lefty.
And he had Kotze out there, had the 8th inning stayed alive and needed a pinch hitter, another left-handed hitter. Marmol, the right-hander, is in the bullpen with a string of right-handed hitters due up. Andrew Jones coming up, and that is going to do it for Ted Lilly.
Well, this is interesting as well, though, John, because now it allows Pierre to maybe try to steal a base.
A former Cub, Juan Pierre, as a pinch hitter, drills a clean base hit right over the middle. The only hit allowed tonight by Ted Lilly. A magnificent 1-hit shutout through 8+. Now the question is, will he get a win? Marmol will try and save it.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
Sometimes it's easier for everybody to get together when they get away. Along the way, you can count on Valero being there with everything you need to get you where you want to be. And as you travel, open your eyes and see why they call it America the Beautiful.
This summer, there's a new excitement in the air. Wow. A new adventure on the horizon. Yeah. And a new buzz around town.
Bitácora Espacial.
Oh, boy. From Disney Pixar.
Who's ready for Ken's Dream Tour?
An eye-popping 3D.
Where's the date ahead? You would not believe what I've been through tonight.
Toy Story 3, rated G.
Who's Velocitar 237?
Oh, that's just a dinosaur toy down the street. That's nothing. Let me just take care of that. Just a dinosaur.
Starts June 18th.
In the rain, a steady but not heavy rain in Chicago, but the field is starting to get wet, starting to show signs of getting a little muddy on the infield dirt. There is Juan Pierre, who leads the major leagues in steals. He is the possible tying run. And Marmol with a throw over there. And you made the point, Joe. You had the left-hander Lilly, who can be tough to steal against on the mound, but they go to Marmol instead.
And Marmol is not that tough to get a good jump on.
Andrew Jones, ball one. Ted Lilly looking on. The longest he had ever gone in a game without allowing a hit. Flirting with a no-hitter, taking a no-hitter into the ninth inning before Pierre got the base hit. Now it's 2-0.
And Marmol lifts his leg quickly, but he pushes his hands back, which allows Pierre time to run if he wants to. He looks like he's quick, but he really isn't.
25 steals. He's been caught 6 times. And Marmol with a fastball. Marmol, you say it's not that tough to get a jump against him. It is real tough to make contact against him.
Yeah. Well,
he's averaging 17 strikeouts for every 9 innings pitched.
Well, when he throws strikes, he's very difficult to hit. But this is part of his problem. He will walk you, or he will get in a rut at times.
Marmol in 28 innings has 53 strikeouts, but he has walked 16. So he's averaged close to 5 walks for every 9 innings.
If he keeps that up the rest of the year, he'll shatter the record by Eric Gagne in 2003 of 14.98.
Slider missing inside. 3-1 the count to Andrew Jones, who is 0 for 3 in the game. The White Sox have had base runners. Lilly hit 2 and walked 1 before giving up that single, but they have not had anybody get as far as second base until now. The walk to Andrew Jones moves the possible tying run into scoring position with nobody out. You get Alexi Ramirez and then some big run producers, Alex Rios, Paul Konerko. So what do you do with Alexi Ramirez if you're Ozzie Guillen?
I think Ozzie will probably bunt. Remember, Ozzie plays smart ball, not small ball, but smart ball. And I think he figures he has a chance to win this ball game right here in the 9th inning.
And remember, the ball will be very wet when the Cub infielders pick it up on the bunt.
Ball.
He stopped in mid-motion.
Well, it looked like he slipped.
The balk, and the runners advance.
Well, immediately, he doesn't slip. He just steps wrong, and he balks. Immediately, when you do not throw the ball from the set position, it's a balk automatically.
Yeah, he catches his kick leg on the way down there. Looks like he catches a spike or something, makes himself stumble. Now, Rob Nen used to do that on purpose. As a closer for the San Francisco Giants, remember, and the Florida Marlins.
Well, this is interesting. They're playing. It looks like they're playing the infield in, but now they're moving Castro back to halfway, and they're moving the infield back. But
and a fastball in for a strike to Alexi Ramirez.
Yeah, I didn't understand how you're going to play the infield in there.
Not with Juan Pierre at third base. And a possible the winning run at second.
So Castro is back at short. Terrio is back at second. This is a strikeout moment for the ultimate strikeout pitcher.
Well, there's a lot of adrenaline running through Carlos's body right now. He knows that he came in, he walked a guy, he balked him to second and third. He's got a guy who came in for that had a one-hitter going and a shutout, and he wants to do the job.
He gets the strikeout.
That adrenaline is coming from the emotion of anger. Great movement and great velocity. Maybe a little bit of help from Ramirez. Watch this pitch right here. It's supposed to be a fastball away, but it starts inside and tails inside. Alexi just trying to make contact to put the ball in play to score that tying run.
Now they're going to walk Alex Rios. Remember, he came into this game with a .321 average among the American League's leading hitters. They're going to set up the double play with, and they're playing with fire here. Lou Piniella is definitely playing with fire because he's going to set this up for Paul Konerko, who has been one of the top RBI and home run hitters in the American League this year and has driven in 4 runs already in this series.
He's also a smart hitter, and I think he will definitely try to make sure he doesn't hit the ball on the ground.
He is a double play possibility. Konerko is not very fast. He has grounded into 6 double plays for the year, which is not that many.
No, that's not way out of line.
The Sox fans in attendance. We're chanting Paulie. Paul Konerko coming up. Konerko, who wanted to be a hockey player as a kid growing up in Rhode Island.
Well, we talked about him how well he hits when he gets ahead in the count, and we've seen Marmol struggle with his control. So I think this at bat kind of favors Konerko because he will be patient.
Bases loaded. Cubs lead 1-0. 1 out, and here is the White Sox. Big home run and RBI man. Konerko, 17 homers, 46 runs batted in. The middle infielders are double play depth. Remember, it's a little treacherous out there now. A little muddy. Any ground ball, they're going to be fielding and trying to throw a wet baseball. 0-1.
Good job by Marmol to throw a strike on the first pitch, and not a good swing there by Konerko.
Konerko has only 1 career at bat against Marmol, and he got a base hit against him. White Sox have won 4 in a row, their longest win streak of the year, and they have hit well in these kinds of situations. Runners in scoring position, especially Konerko. Derek Lee, he goes home, out. And Coy Hill never even looked at first base, but he had a chance to double up Konerko, I thought.
Yeah, but I think he did the right thing, John. You're talking about a wet baseball. You're talking about a tough situation. Now there are 2 outs. What you do when you're ahead in the ball game, you make them beat you. You don't beat yourself. You don't try to complete this throw in this tough situation. It's a high throw from Derek Lee, first of all. It's high, so he stretches out. And then you're right, he didn't look down there, but I think he made the right play.
Well, he makes a good throw with Marmol going across this field of vision there to get the ball down just to get it to force out at home.
Carlos Quentin. He is 0 for 3. The bases are still loaded. He swung at it on a slider. The great Marmol slider, which may be more of his strikeout pitch even than his fastball. 0-1. The possible tying run at third, the possible go-ahead run at second. In the dirt, knocked down by Hill. And he keeps it in the vicinity and keeps Andruw Jones at third. And that's a consideration.
Yeah, that slider in the dirt is a nice block right here. Now, Marmol has sprints to home plate, and right now he gets back on the mound. Didn't really take much time to get his breath. He ran quickly to home plate. He's got to make sure he gets his poise right here.
Another slider in the dirt. Nice save by Coy Hill. He's got to be like the Blackhawks goaltender in the Stanley Cup Finals. Niemi, who was so good. Right now, Coy Hill has been good. And 2 sliders in the dirt. With a possible tying run right over there at third base. 2 down. Castro and Bird, look out. It's Bird. What a finish. And Ted Lilly finally gets a win. He only had to pitch a no-hitter into the 9th inning and hand it over to Marmol, who had to get out of a bases-loaded jam with a balk thrown in along the way to get it.
He breaks a 5-game losing streak. The Cubs have only supported him with 2.67 runs per game in the season. One of the worst run supports you can get. And he only gets 1 today, and he makes it hold up.
And here at Wrigley Field, when the Cubs win, they sing the Go Cubs Go victory song. Tonight, Chevrolet player of the game, and let's take a vote. Who do you like, Joe?
Well, I'm gonna give it to Lilly, but you got to say a lot about what Marmol did as well. But you got to give it to Lilly, I guess.
Now, that was a save.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted Lilly with honorable mention to Carlos Marmol, the Chevrolet player of the game. The Cubs avoid a sweep. The White Sox winning streak has ended. Coming up next is SportsCenter. This has been a presentation of ESPN, a worldwide leader in sports. Now for Joe Morgan and Oral Hershiser, this is John Miller from Chicago. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our telecast. We'll see you next Sunday. Now, it's on to SportsCenter.
Linda Cohn, Robert Flores, SportsCenter coming up in moments. From a pitcher's duel to a home run hitting day 41 in Major League Baseball on this day.
Plus, full reaction from Boston. Lakers-Celtics Game 5. SportsCenter continues after the break.
Built with quality and backed with the best coverage in America, including a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 40,000 more miles than Ford. Chevy Silverado Half-Ton, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy, and the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Get 0% APR for 72 months on 2010 Silverado Half-Ton models with an average finance savings around $6,000.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger Spray versus Roundup Pump and Go Sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Hey, check this out. Whoa, no way. Man, I hope I get this. But I saw it first. You asked for that. Oh, yeah. Gotta go.
It means I must prepare.
Only Sears has all the toys to let Dad be a kid again.
For you, Dad.
Oh, no way. Save on all Craftsman tools over $99 for Dad. Plus, get him a 32-inch RCA LCD TV, only $329.99. Sears, life well spent.
Exceptionally crafted for an exceptional cocktail. Absolute Vodka.
This
is SportsCenter.
Hi and welcome. Robert Flores, Linda Cohn. Thanks for watching SportsCenter. So much ahead. Game 5 of the NBA Finals is ahead. All the reaction, of course, the highlights, the analysis live from Boston coming your way next.
And plus, we had dueling no-hitters in Chicago. We've got much more, but we begin with Stephen Strasburg. His second career start in Cleveland Sunday against the Cleveland Indians. 14 strikeouts in his first appearance. Gets the leadoff hitter Trevor Crowe with a fastball that hit triple figures. Then Shin-Soo Choo goes down as Strasburg would get the next batter to get through the first inning. No score second inning. Mike Morse down the right field line. Adam Dunn will score, but watch as he runs over Carlos Santana at the plate.
Not good.
1-0. Now, Dunn is a former Texas Longhorn recruit in football, so as we like to say down south, he's a biggin.
Nice.
Everyone was okay. Good sportsmanship right there. Bottom of the second inning. Travis Hafner takes the rookie deep, high, and out for a home run. Ties the game at 1 on Pronk's 7th homer of the season. But Dunn will answer in the 4th off David Huff. He pitched well in front of a large crowd of 32,000 in Cleveland. But Dunn takes him deep for his 14th of the season. All right, home half of the 4th. Strasburg gets Choo on a nasty Uncle Charlie. Now let's turn it over to John Kruk to see what Choo is looking at when he faces the rookie at the plate. Listen up.
This is what Choo's seeing. He's seeing a fastball up in the zone. He starts his attempt to swing, and all of a sudden it breaks down out of the strike zone to get him to swing over top. That's what Stephen Strasburg possesses. Look, there's a lot of pitchers who throw fastballs. There's a lot of pitchers that throw changeups and curveballs, but there's not a lot of pitchers who throw hard who can pitch. Stephen Strasburg is a hard-throwing pitcher. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to set hitters up at such a young age. That's why, barring injury, we might see one of the more special pitchers we'll see in our lifetime.
High praise there from Kruk, but the Nats rookie had problems with the mound in Cleveland. He walks Carlos Santana, another highly touted rookie, on a 3-2 count in the 4th. That's his first walk issued as a big leaguer. Goes full on the next batter, Hafner, so back-to-back walks. Clearly isn't comfortable with the mound. Before the 5th inning, he calls out the umpire and the grounds crew. They go out for a little manicuring. Then a 2-2 count, no one on. High heat to Johnny Peralta. It appears that the mound is A-OK. 6th inning, Nationals up in front, 6-1, but Strasburg still working on that mound. Goes 3-1, and he walks Hafner. Unusual things seem to happen at this dojo in Cleveland. You had the midges against the Yankees.
Yes.
You had seagulls, and now you've got problems with the mound. Just put some mulch on that thing and let's get it going. You see Strasburg, kind of a long strider. Later in the inning, he walks Austin Kearns to load the bases on a call that could have gone either way, and that was it for him as Jim Riggleman pulls him. A fellow first-round pick with Strasburg, Drew Storen, on in relief, bases loaded. He gets Russell Branyan to pop out to second for out number 2, and then he gets Peralta swinging to end the inning. Nats go on to win 9-4, but Strasburg improves to 2-0.
Plenty more baseball ahead, including we're going to take you live to Boston for post-game reaction. Game 5 between the Celtics and Lakers. That's all ahead. But right now, SportsCenter takes a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
I rely on my pit crew for a lot of things, both on and off the track. But when it comes to my cars, I take care of them myself because I know I'm going to do it right. Armor All. Care for your car. And to protect against brake dust and grime, try new Armor All Wheel Protectant.
Story about a man with a car and a job, a wife and a kid, and his name is Bob. Just a regular guy with a regular car, but it's what he rolls on that makes him a star. Firestone. His Firestone tires are known far and wide. The way they perform gives a sense of pride. That's Bob's story, he ain't no liar, because everybody knows the legends ride fire. Firestone.
Legendary drivers need legendary tires.
It's like a blast of hydration to your face. New Schick Hydro, with water-activated gel that hydrates your skin as you shave and lasts up to twice as long as ordinary strips, while 5 blades with skin guards smooth the skin to reduce irritation. It's the best shave for your skin. The new Schick Hydro. Free your skin.
Compare deals from hundreds of travel sites at once. It's kind of like speed dating, but you can skip straight to the more attractive options. Kayak. Search one and done.
Good job. Keep going.
You took my egg.
It's an egg management fee.
What does that even mean?
Egg management fee.
Even kids know it's wrong to take other people's stuff. That's why at Ally Bank, we offer rates among the most competitive in the country that won't get eaten away by fees. It's just the right thing to do.
What to watch for on Friday? The United States playing its second game in group play at the 2010 FIFA World Cup. It faces the Group C leader in Slovenia, which knocked off Algeria 1-0 Sunday. The Americans took that 1-1 draw with England on Saturday. You could see the game 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, among others.
All right, back to baseball. Astros and Yankees. Alex Rodriguez still nursing the sore groin, out of the lineup. Robinson Cano off Brian Moeller, and Moeller find him pitching ain't easy. 100th career home run for Cano ties the game at 1 in the 5th. Jorge Posada. Casey Daigle on the bump for Houston. Bases loaded. Flash it back to Saturday at Yankee Stadium, where Posada delivered a grand slam. The Yankees' 5th of the season. All right, let's go back to Sunday. And Posada delivers again. Another grand slam. Make it 6 for the Yankees this season. That leads baseball 7-1 as Posada joins Bill Dickey and Babe Ruth as the only Yanks to hit grand slams in consecutive games. Phil Hughes cruising with a 7-3 lead until Kevin Cash smokes a 2-run homer. Strohs cut the lead to 7-5, but Chan-Ho Park gets Carlos Lee to line out thanks to a great catch from Brett Gardner in left. Yankees win 9-5. Phil Hughes, career-high 9th win, and he has lost just once in his last 16 starts.
The Marlins looking to continue their interleague dominance against the Rays. Where? Tampa.
St. Pete, you got
Jeff Neiman enters the game 6-0, 2.48 ERA. Neiman gets Wes Helms to ground into the inning-ending double play. Neiman getting some solid defense behind him. He'll take that any day of the week. Top 6 tie game at 1. Jorge Cantu breaks that tie with a power trip. His 9th of the year. Marlins now up 2-1. Let's rock it to the bottom of the 8th. Talk about round trippers. This guy has mastered it lately. Carlos Pena has homered in 6 straight games. Now, he has a chance for 7 in a row. Doesn't happen. Grounds out to Gabby Sanchez. The home run streak ends at 6. The Marlins win 6-1. Rookie Mike Stanton, his 3rd multi-hit game in 5 games played so far. Angels and Dodgers. Jared Weaver on the mound. Weaver strikes out Russell Martin swinging. Next batter, Weaver will get Andre Ethier. And then Weaver has his way with Manny Ramirez, and there it was, and he doesn't like the call. Bottom 3, Angels up 4-1. Jared Weaver facing brother Jeff. Parents, of course, they're in the house. Jared Weaver, there they are. Oh, they must be proud, and why not? Jared strikes out Jeff. That was the first time a brother has struck out a brother since 1996. Top 4, now it's Jared's turn at bat against Jeff Weaver. Jeff gets Jared here. You'll see we're building up the drama. And the parents still watching. No bathroom breaks for them. That's a ground out to second. And the parents still proud. It's good to see them watching. We don't need the video cameras at this point. You know, we've seen them. They've both been in the league for a while. Angels up 5-3, top 8. Mike Napoli, that's gone off of Justin Miller. How about the Angels? 10th win in 12 games. They win. Napoli's 10th. The Angels went 11-3 on this road trip. Now a half game out of first.
Our Giants trying to sweep the A's. Matt Cain, look at the ERA in his last 4 starts. Facing Ryan Sweeney, gets him swinging. Same matchup in the 3rd. Full count, 2 on, 2 out. So ducks on the pond for Sweeney, and he flies to center. Can of corn. That ends the inning. Cain gets out of the jam. In the 4th, Cliff Pennington. Good contact here, off the wall and right. Landon Powell tries to beat the throw home. Nice job of the relay throw coming home. Even better job of Benji Molina to get the tag on Powell. Take a look, another look. Meantime, Kane went at least 7 innings and allowed 1 run or less for the 5th straight start. Move ahead to the 6th. Aubrey Huff. First of his 2 home runs, 10th career multi-homer game. Giants go on to win 6-2. They